Welcome to the Bayou City Soccer Podcast. Whether inside or outside the loop, we are talking everything soccer in Houston. Y'all ready? Let's get it.
What's good? What's good? How's it going, everyone? Welcome back. We are here for another watch along. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. The game is about to kick off here in a few minutes. The actual program thing just started on my side. And like always, I would say, I guess, not only am I going to be by myself, but we are here with actually two guests. One of them, you know him, he's a familiar face. And then the other one, it's another familiar face. So I think we're going to have great fun here. We'll let you guys trickle in here in a second. But let's bring in the first person real quick. And that's going to be Juan Pereira, a.k.a. JP. How you doing, Juan?
I'm doing great, man. I'm really excited to get started today.
Awesome. And the second person is a young lady that you guys may know by now. She's part of the crew here at Bayou City Soccer. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and throw it in here. Madeline, how you doing?
Hey, guys. I'm good.
Well,
sorry. There's like fire trucks out here, so fire. No, I'm safe. I've just got to
right. Good. But yeah, so we're just gonna say hi, say pleasantries, and we're gonna throw up the chat on the screen as well, so that everybody can follow along and we can all have a good discussion, good talk. But as people trickle in, we want to say thank you guys for joining us. We are going to be watching the Dynamo versus Orlando, so our screens are going to be in different places. So if you see our eyes wander, it's not because we don't care about you guys, but it's because we're watching the actual game. That's what a watch along is, right? So we'll start. Let me just go ahead and start with you guys. I'll start with you, JP. What are your takes on this game? What are you expecting? I haven't even seen the lineup, so we'll talk about that here in a second. But just tell me, overall, what do you like? What do you dislike? What are you looking forward to, and all that nonsense?
I mean, Dorsey is not in the lineup at all. I don't think he's going to feature today. So I think he's just scared of Ben Olsen. I feel like he knows that Dynamo haven't figured it out. Franco Negri starting is really interesting at center back. And I think they're moving Felipe Andrade to wing back. So I like that Ben Olsen's switching some things up from the last time that he played an MLS match. And Resch is starting as well, so that's very surprising. But I think it's because Ben wants some speed. And Holmes is also on the bench. Ali also featuring on the bench. So, there's been some switch arounds, and I like that. I like the change.
A little changes. What are you about, Maddie? What are you looking forward to? What do you like about this lineup? What don't like about this lineup?
I really like Hector Herrera starting. I feel like a lot of people doubted him and were like, oh, he's coming old, all of this stuff. He's going to come off the bench. I think originally we thought, oh, he's old, he's going to come off the bench too. But I proven himself, and I think he deserves that start. I kept thinking during the Rapids game, I was like, I know they're 20 minutes in, but like put Hector on. So I was very excited about that. And of course, I am so excited to see the number one captain, Artur, on the bench. That is a huge highlight of this game. I don't care. I want them to win, but I do think that's big seeing him on the bench.
It is exciting. We haven't seen Arthur since last year. He got injured right before the season started. We kind of broke the news a little bit, when we saw him with a freaking knee brace at that first open practice, which wasn't a good look. But, like you said, at least he's coming back little by little, bench, and then, who knows if he's going to get any minutes. But it's going to be interesting. I think the Dynamo look interesting. I really like this. I mean, other than I don't like the shape, right? I think the lineup is interesting. I think we also learned some new information about Lucas Halter. He's not going to be around for a little while, so we're probably going to see also a lot of different movements in that center back position. Also, we don't see Eric Sievchenko, which is interesting, right? We don't know if it's not or, maybe a just managerial decision on that part. But it's going to be interesting to see how Resch and Carlos and Negri kind of do that. It's it brings me flashbacks of Nagamura switching up the lineup like every single game. I'm not saying this is the same thing, but it just kind of gives you those type of vibes just because every single game, it seems like it's a different back three in a way.
I mean, that seems familiar to last season too, right? Last season, I had the stats that it was like, I think it was 25 different back threes in 36 games, or however many. The stats were crazy on how many times the back lineup had changed. And I thought we were finally going to get that solid back lineup, and obviously still not yet.
And as people trickle in, we want to say hello to Rushan. We want to say hello to Dylan Polito. But everybody, if you are watching this, I guess the first question, we're going to do a lot of questions today to the fans watching with us. And I guess the first question would be, in a rating from 1 to 10, how confident are you with this lineup? You know, with 1 being, I have 0 confidence, we're about to get smacked. And 10 being, we are going to smack Orlando. We know Orlando probably is not the greatest opponent right now, just because of how they've been getting murdered out there. We think the Dynamo has been getting murdered, but Orlando has been getting murdered out there. But Dylan right here, he said a solid 8, I guess, or I said 8 only because it's Orlando, which, like I said, the opponent being not so great, I think it does bump up the number a little bit, want it or not. So it's a little interesting. For later on, I do have a couple. Well, I have one game that we can kind of, mix and match, the King of the Hill game, where I throw some names to you guys and you guys pick whichever one you think is the best one. As you guys know, I do have a bunch of kids, so if you hear them in the background, that's part of it. But yeah, man, I think it's going to be interesting. We got people coming in little by little. The game should be starting up here in a few minutes. But let me ask you guys about El Paso. How did you guys, Medi, I know you were there. How was that game? How were the vibes? I know it's completely different to what we're used to. So how did you feel? You might be muted.
I'm definitely the vibes were rough. It was an empty stadium, I'm not gonna lie, but the people show up. It felt like it can be very intense MLS matches, especially in supporter section. But I liked about the Wednesday match, it was calm. The vibes were so high, and it wasn't like, oh my gosh, keep running. It was just kind of like everyone's calmer and enjoying the game, not everyone as drunk, because obviously it's a weekday match. It was a very good, like, I don't know how to like vibes, but they were nice. And then obviously the win felt amazing. It would have been more goals. It felt like there could have been goals. But I also want to give El Paso credit. They were not as floppy as MLS teams are. They that's what we kept noticing in the supporter section, is like, oh, thank God they're like just getting up off their feet and continuing with the move of play instead of just flopping all over the place. Because with an MLS match, it was a scratch, but it would have been stopped constantly because someone would have been throwing a bit somewhere, and El Paso just kept going and moving. So credit to them on that. And
what about you, JP? How did you see it, since you analyze everything differently?
No, it's funny because me, Dustin, and Joey were kind of like talking about how the formation kept changing throughout the game. Like early on, it kind of looked similar to what we've seen earlier this season, and then halfway through, it looked different. And then at the end, it changed completely with Aliu playing a more traditional right back role, not even as a wing back, just straight up more of a right back. So that was pretty funny. So Houston changed up a lot last week to the point where I actually don't know how they're going to line up today. They have a lot of options there because they have Negri, and they've subbed out Holmes. Resch is there. So I actually have no idea how they're going to attack this. And if I don't know, I'm not sure Orlando knows either, which could be a perk or it could be something pretty bad.
Right. So the game's about to start on my side. I don't know about you guys. The referee is kind of looking. Is looking at his watch, and he's about to kick off here. But before the game starts, we're trying to do it quick. And don't forget, guys, if you haven't yet, go to BayouCitySoccer.net. That is the website where we have everything and anything that you need to know about Houston soccer. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are this close from getting 600. We have 598. So we need 2 of you to hit that follow button and hit the little bell. And if you haven't yet, put a thumbs up, because that actually gets us to, more people out there. Some of the algorithm stuff, I don't know, I'm too old for this, but I'm sure the guys know about that. But how do you guys feel about Herrera coming in from the beginning? I think we talked about it last time.
I like
Herrera.
it. I talked about it with Dustin last time too. Sometimes you just need a little bit control, in the midfield to start off a game, and then let the game open itself up later. Don't open it up when it doesn't need to be. So I think Hector kind of offers that profile. I don't expect him to hold on for that long, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited.
All right, ball rolling. Some people hate Ponce, which is understandable. Some people are sending him good vibes, so we'll see what happens. How confident are you feeling, Maddie, about Ponce today, knowing that he already has one goal under his belt and he brushed it
one
off?
goal, $2 million. I don't know. I feel like I'm an Ponce hater. A lot of people didn't like when I would say stuff like that last season, but I stand by it. We didn't sign him as a defender. We signed him as a forward. So yeah, I don't quite know how I feel about it, except I don't know. I want to give it doubt. I want to see some progress. I don't want to prey on his downfall because obviously he's still with the team. We still support him in that way, but pressure's on him for sure.
And let me ask you, JP, what about Bogusz? He just took a shot off from outside the box. It got blocked. But how are we feeling about Bogusz? I know he's been kind of hit or miss. Do you think playing against Orlando would probably help him out a little bit?
Yeah, I mean he's been looking really fresh against El Paso, to be completely honest, and it looks like he started off the game pretty well here. So if he's on that timing that we know he can be, then he's the type of player that can realistically carry a game for you. He's like that Hector type where, I mean, not the same position, but when they're at their best, they can really do something special for you. But it really depends on how he's feeling and how Guilherme is kind of feeling. I know those two need to keep developing that chemistry, but I'm definitely higher on Bogusz than I would be on someone like Ponce, for example, just because Bogusz can offer so many other things. I feel like Ponce is very limited in what he can offer, especially with the ball. So
this is a really good stat right here from our Genesis Garcia. 25 goals in 7 games. I don't know the math on that, but it seems like a lot per game. Hopefully this is a Ponce, nudge. It's 3 point something. I don't know. I'm terrible as we can see. But I think I asked people what they thought about this lineup. I think we only had one person said 8. Ponce did. Rushan said 5 because Ponce is there. He wants Markinich. Let's see here. Anybody else?
What do you guys think about Nick's performance?
I'll be honest, I didn't watch it. I only saw the first half. So
good. I love that. That was amazing. I was really happy for him. That goal was the cherry on top. But he had some pausa, which I didn't expect. If you know what pausa is, Maddie, it's like basically when a player has composure in the box at the end of a play. I feel like Houston kind of lacked that at times, like the composure and then the ability to make something happen. So when I say he has pausa and that assist that he had early on, I was really happy how he performed.
Oh, here we go. A shot.
Not just the pausa was scrappy, but I liked how the players who maybe don't get the playing time they would want, like a two, they were very aggressive. I liked seeing that fight, not just giving up. Obviously, they didn't really need to give up when they scored 2 minutes in, but that's what we kept saying as supporters, oh my gosh, these players have some fight to them.
Yeah, which is something you want to see. Right there, you see Ponce kind of dropping it off there, top of the box. Guilherme couldn't get to it, and then I think it was Chache taking a shot from outside the box that kind of went wide. Also, am I seeing this wrong? But Inali's on the right, they're playing a back 4.
Yes.
Right?
Out of possession, yes.
Right?
Yes, which if you remember what I told you, Chris, my main issue with the tactic was the out of possession shape. And look at that. They've changed it up to a 4.
I mean, if you look at it, they're defending in a 4-4-2, which shout out to myself. It's my bet. Those are my lucky numbers, basically. But
they were listening to the live stream. They listened to the live stream of you and me. We were clamoring for a change of the out of possession. So finally.
I'll be honest. I mean, you're smarter than me, but I don't understand these, in possession, out of possession stuff. I just know shapes.
I agree.
All these acronyms hurt my head. But I like it. I like it because I feel like it gives stability to the center backs a little bit more. So and it's good because
responsibility.
And it's good right now because you see Inali and Andrade playing on the same side, which is good because like for example, you see in Ali right now, he's starting very, very high, which I think that's going to be a really good thing right there because it gives them less travel space to the other box, which is what I've been yelling for and all this time. So it's
in possession, I still expect things to be a little different compared to how last season is, but kind of going back to that 4-4-2 in the fence, I really like that. I'll give Ben Olsen props for that.
In Spanish, do you know when that little bone on your butt? We call it el huesito dulce, which is not a name.
The sweet bone, I have never heard of that.
Is that I don't know how I would call it in English, but
that might be some Argentinian stuff, Chris.
I'm
unaware of the lingo.
But that's where he got hit. Also, the referee, with all due respect, he's a little heavy set. I mean, his haircut is on point, but we're about the same size, which I don't know if it's good or bad. But I mean, we'll see if he can keep up. I don't know who that is, but that's.
I like Guillerme's being kind of this maverick type player, even in what it looks like to be the same system as before in possession. I love how he's trying to take more responsibility and really trying to create stuff himself. I feel like that's something that I've never had with one of their wingers or recent attackers. So something to keep in mind.
Let me see here. There was a comment that I saw. This one right here. I'm gonna throw it on the thing. It says that Dylan. It says, "I love that we have players this year besides Anali that are willing to drive and take on players." So I think Guillermo, Bogusz, like there's at least two guys that we can kind of think of off the bat that they're doing that. So yeah, I mean, honestly, that's awesome because you didn't see that often, last year, other than an Ali or maybe whenever Aliyu was around, he tried, I guess, but he wasn't all the way.
I really El Paso, who I was an Aliyu hater, and I know Iwan is not one. I really liked Aliyu. I think I've really liked the second stint from him. Every time he's played, I've been like, oh wow, like he's not playing in the position where he needs to be playing instead of where he was time around. I feel better, so I want to change my opinion on him.
I still need to see. I haven't seen. I feel like I haven't seen enough yet, but I'm actually very optimistic about him. So I'm hoping that he comes in this game eventually. He might come in for an Ali on the right or whoever's playing on the. I still need to figure out who's on the left, or I guess Negri, right? Isn't playing kind of like left back.
Yes, Negri is playing left back. Antonio Carlos and Resch are the center backs. Guillermo is kind of rotating with Bogusz. They're kind of rotating who's taking that left side.
Middle. Yeah.
Which I like because it means you give teams different looks. It's kind of like that. It's funny because I was crediting Ben for getting away from positionalist ideals, like kind of staying in zones and kind of making sure there's space in between players. But now he's kind of rotating his players into, different zones that are still very well laid out. So he's kind of reverting back to, I guess, some of the principles that made him effective those first few years, but maybe struggled last season. So
do they play like go ahead.
Sorry. I was asking if this is Orlando's permanent coach or is this an interim coach?
It should be an interim, right? Because didn't they have Pareja who got fired?
I believe so.
Colombian, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Which is kind of not strange in a way, but like he had been there so long that it was kind of, it's one of those things like when Vermees got fired, you're like, well, this can happen. They can fire their their longtime coach, but I guess it does happen.
Yeah, I do want to ask you, Chris. Do you think that if Aliyu subs in, does he sub in for Anali or does he sub in at fullback? Because from the El Paso game, when he subbed in, Houston actually switched to like a more normal back four at the end.
Yeah,
and Aliyu was in that back four line, which I really liked because I was scared that Ben also would put Aliyu a little higher if he started shifting to a 4-4-2. But the fact that he didn't gives me some optimism that he's going to stay in the back four. But what do you think? Do you think it'd be better from the front or
let me ask you that because I was going to ask you that whenever me and Maddie kind of talked over each other for a second there. But was for when they played El Paso, did they start with like the what I call the back five, or did they go like the typical 4-2 whatever?
It was weird because the game was really open. I'd say it wasn't as much as positions. It was more about who's occupying what spaces to receive and kind of taking advantage of open space. Yeah. So sometimes it was like a 3-back, sometimes it was 2, sometimes goalkeeper would push up and be an option. So it was very interesting. I actually didn't. It took me a second to kind of figure it out. As the game shifted, though, it became, I guess, more of a standard 4 in the back, especially with the red card. Houston didn't really need to push that many numbers forward, so you can kind of play it safe with the 4 in the back and have your center backs well protected. But Aliou was next to the 2 center backs, which I liked.
Yeah. How much time did he get?
Aliou, I think he came on pretty early in the second half, I believe. If not, second half sub, he got a lot of minutes. So I was pretty happy with that.
That's good. And if you were to rate him, what kind of rating would you guys give him? Like 1 to 10?
I'd give him like a 7 for the game. Again, I told Joey there, I can't really take a lot out of this game because it was a red card for El Paso, right? Yeah. And the game just shifts. You can't really take too much from a team like that. But for what he did, I thought he did pretty good. I was pretty happy with how he did, and I guess that's a start. Yeah. We'll see where it goes from him. Hopefully he gets some minutes. I like it.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna look at the comments real quick. We do have a good amount of people kind of joining us. Don't forget, guys, if you want to be part of the chat, just go ahead and comment away. Either if you're on the YouTube channel or on X, just go ahead and comment away. We can see all the comments as you can see them on the screen. And it seems like Orlando is getting a little bit closer here. They had 2 headers.
Yeah.
I got a little bit too close, too dangerous there. I think now they're gonna have a corner kick. I don't know. Was he off? No, I don't think he was. But
it's funny how Samaseku's starting with Hector. I think Samaseku is more of like that defensive option. Yeah. But I actually don't feel like either of them are offensive enough to really hold on to the game. I think Hector and maybe more like another box-to-box player. Because I don't know, even Samaseka, I don't feel like he's been that great defensively either. Like maybe if you had someone that was a little better there, I'd be okay with it. But I feel like you're not getting the best of both worlds, starting them both together. But what do I know?
Let me see. Bosada on the bench, right? I assume.
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because we usually, even though when Bosada and Samaseko play together, they it seems like they bother each other more than anything else. It's interesting that Bosat didn't get a start, maybe over Samaseko. Maybe him and I don't know if you guys ever seen any highlights of Bosat when he was like younger. He would play as a 10, which is very interesting. Because
he was an attacking midfielder.
Yeah, now you see him more as a defender. It seems like his main quality is as a defender.
And it's natural. Sorry for cutting you off there, Chris. For players as they move through their career, they kind of go from that cam to that double pivot role, and that usually goes from a 10 to like an 8, and then maybe later they even turn into like a 6. I know Xavi Hernandez for Barca had like a similar prototype as his time.
Yeah, that happened in my lifetime, bro. When I was 9, I was a straight up box forward. When I was 12, I was a number 10. By high school, I was already a center back, and then I retired, and that was that.
Yeah, there you go.
It went quick.
All the bases.
I peaked like at 13.
Every time Guillermo goes down, I'm like terrified that's the because he's been getting so many minutes.
Yes. That's true. That is a good. He might be one of the only players that played every game, all minutes.
He got subbed up at half for the Open Cup, so there's that.
That's good. That's good. Yeah. So we talked about on our Discord how there was a lot of conversation if Ben needed to rotate or play with starters or whatever like that. Were you guys happy with that lineup to begin the game?
You can go, Maddie.
Yeah, I was a little nervous with it. I think I would have been nervous with any lineup he put out, though, honestly, after that Rapids game. But I think it ended up working out fine. I do wish Guillermo obviously he did need to start, but I don't know that he necessarily did when you have Linger on the field too. So I would have given him the whole day off, but I'm not Ben Olsen, so I've never coached an away game in Seattle.
This is true. Not a lot of us have. Bro, that is such a funny line. To this day, we still
That's my favorite quote. Every time I think of like criticizing
Poor
him, I'm
Rudy.
like, well, I've never coached an away game in Seattle, so
That was all Rudy right there. Unfortunately, he got the worst. That was a bad. It wasn't a bad question. It was a funny answer though. How he was like, bro, like, have you ever coached away in Seattle or was it Portland, Seattle? I don't know. Same thing.
it was Seattle. I remember because I think it was during playoff times. It was 2024 playoffs.
That's funny. All right, so now the Dynamo, I think, is the first corner of the night, or maybe it seems like the most dangerous corner of the night. Also, Resh in the box should be a problem.
Oh yeah,
He's a
Giant, guys. I didn't realize how big he was. I saw him in person. He is so big.
He's 6'6".
Like tall.
Isn't that crazy?
So, like he just like towers over everyone on the field. I hadn't seen him that close because I think he had been playing more away games, so I hadn't seen him that close. And yeah, he's
a big
giant.
boy. And he's young too. I think he's like what, 23, 24 maybe. So he's just starting out. I mean, he just got signed because of Lucas Halter going down basically. And he just kind of came off of college. So it's an interesting story and also a great opportunity for him because I mean, how many guys, we had Femi last year who had the same kind of opportunity too, but he didn't do as well. But it seems like Resh, I think he beat Femi already in the sense like the way that he plays. I think he's a little bit more athletic than Femi in a way. Or maybe he's just a better defender. I don't know. Femi, unfortunately, he had to deal with like terrible situations.
Do you want me to be honest with you, Chris, about Femi and Resh?
Go for it.
I think Resh is being asked to do a lot less than Femi was earlier in their careers. I feel like entering 2025, Ben Olsen still wanted to play the possession-based system, which required your defenders to be really good on the ball. And Femi was simply young and inexperienced. So for me, I feel like under this same system, it's still too early to know if Resh is the better decision to get than Femi. It's way too early. But Resh has impressed me, but it's not because I think he's automatically a better player than Femi. He's just doing well in a system that favors maybe someone that doesn't need to be that advanced with the ball yet,
This is true. Because it was a different game style. It did require the center backs to be a little bit more skilled and they weren't. And now we're living Matty's nightmare, even though he just literally blinked. I don't know if y'all saw it. He was like, oh, we got him. All right, good. I'm up. But with getting a yellow card, that's a good thing. He's one of the better ones in Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a good
what do you guys
start.
think about Arana, right? What do you guys think about him not being on the bench the last few would have wanted?
I still think I think it's still with the national team. I think that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But maybe we should ask because I actually haven't heard. I've heard crickets regarding what Arana's doing right now. I think everybody just kind of assumed he was a national team. I think that's why he originally wasn't featuring anywhere. But it's been a minute. We should probably check on that.
Yeah, I did see him. I saw a picture of him at the stadium the other day for the U.S. Open game because Jack was there.
I saw that.
I don't know where I saw it, but yeah, there was.
I saw it on the Facebook group.
Yeah, with Lucas Halter and all of them.
D2 people, what do you guys think about DiMorelli's new signing?
That is the best news I've heard in like a few months. That made me so happy. I'm so proud of him. I've been watching him since he got his debut at D2. Kind of been writing with the guy just because you just the talent oozes off the screen when you see him. And you can just tell this guy, if it's not with the Dynamo, he's gonna get a first division opportunity somewhere in his career. It makes too much sense. For me, the big question is what nation he's gonna commit for because he's been playing with the U.S. youth and also the Mexico youth. So I feel like everybody wants a piece of him. So it was only a matter of time. And I think how Houston Dynamo said it in their Twitter release, it's a proof of the pipeline. So they need more players like that to earn those contracts. And it'll only help the first team. It'll help build the identity that you see some of those perennial MLS contenders have with those academy guys coming up and playing a certain type of way.
Yeah.
That builds sustainable success.
Yeah, I think Arana and Di Marelli are like perfect examples of like what it could be, right? Like because they're both really good players. At least I feel like I've seen Di Marelli play more than Arana. Arana kind of came out of left field for me personally. I feel like I didn't see him a lot, and his name didn't ring a lot of bells till like basically like a month before he got like signed. But with Di Marelli, I think I've seen him play more, and he has impressed me more even at his young age. I mean, he's what 16, 17 years old, and he does make a difference at D2. At least the games that I've seen him play, and I just know that he's really good. Like, and he's not, like we said, he's not one of those guys that is scared to take on players and move forward and do all those things. So, with Nelson Quinones being out, I think, Nelson Quinones hasn't been around in forever because of his injury, but I think that's like the spot that he kind of took right there in a way. And then he just has to keep fighting and keep going. Also, it's raining. I don't know if you guys hear it, but
Yeah.
I know. You see the clouds behind me. Of like a whole storm that's gone through our dorm, flooding like the whole bottom floor. I was working, so I was calling people, and it's been chaotic here at UH with the storms.
So I might have to put the headphones on because if not, I cannot hear. I just gotta find the damn thing, damn plug. But on the chat, let's see what kind of questions can we ask.
How do you guys think it's going? Our chat.
Yeah, how confident are we? My thing's all tangled.
I could see
Jeremy
this
really
being a
is a-
draw. I would that like there were going to be a whole bunch of goals scored because both teams conceded a whole bunch of goals, but I don't know. It takes them figuring out what they're doing in the box for both teams to get a goal scored.
I really like Andrade at fullback. I almost forgot how kind of good he is in that role. From the 3-back. Like, he was for me the shining light of last season, and the type of player you definitely build around. So, good for him to go back to kind of his original position, even though he can play on the left as well.
Can you guys hear me there or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I just gotta change my my settings here. All right, we should be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's rain. It's kind of loud, so. But so far, honestly, like kind of boring. 20 minutes in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's not much there.
Chris, at least in the 6-2, there was no short of action.
There was excitement. I mean, right off the bat, 5 minutes in, and then 15 minutes in, and then just like back-to-back goals. This one, it's a little bit more interesting in the sense that it is two teams that obviously are trying to prove something. Oh, great ball there. Shot, and it got blocked there. But it's two teams that are trying to like get out of that rut of like just bad MLS games. But we'll see who's the worst one at this point.
Goodness.
Who is that? The coach?
I have a feeling that both teams would be pretty mad with a draw. Orlando because they're at home, and you should always expect to win at home no matter who's the opponent. And Houston, I mean, you can't get a result against, or you can't get a win against Orlando of all teams. So I don't know. I feel like both teams will try to push, because I don't feel like a loss does much to either team. They've already been kind of bad.
Yeah. What does a loss mean? I guess that's a good question here. What does a loss mean to you guys? Like, what does it mean when it comes to? Does it make a difference? I guess two questions. Does it make a difference that there was a victory during the week if they lose today, or
no?
Does that change anything?
USL side and the USL side down to 10 men. I don't know that victory saves any pressure from being on people like Ponce or Ben Olsen or whoever, or Bond even. I don't know that victory really saves face for anyone.
Yeah.
I play on Wednesday, so if he makes any mistakes, then I don't want to spread Bond hate. I don't think it's a him problem really as much as line changing, but I might not think it's a problem, but that does not mean other fans don't think he is a problem, or other people, even people within our own group chat, don't think Bond is the problem.
Yeah, I don't think Bond is the problem. Some people do, but I don't. But I mean, that's a whole conversation we had. I think it was last week or maybe on Monday. How the numbers are not. I mean, I think it is a good observation, or not observation, but a good question by Joey. He actually asked Ben Olsen about that, and I think it was a good answer by Ben in a way. I mean, it's kind of like the standard answer. Also, somebody said goal in the chat, and I got scared.
Stop with the rage
stop
bait.
the
Stop with the rage
slander,
bait.
bro. Yeah,
We're all here chilling, having a good time.
yeah,
Let Chris make his goal call. You know.
yeah.
I
Like
want to hear Chris, the commentator.
I was like scared. I was like, when does the goal come? Is it this way? Is that like?
Yeah, when I saw Bond tip that ball, I was frightened.
Yeah, I was like, Maddie, you just said it wasn't his fault, and he just tipped that ball to kind of drop in the middle of the box. Yeah, I was like, dang it, that sucks. But yeah, that was a good question by Joey in the press conference. He has Ben Olsen about how the numbers haven't been nice to Bond, but Ben basically said it's the numbers can tell you some of the story, but at the end of the day, it seems like Jonathan Bond, he knows where he's good and where he's bad at, and the pressure comes from himself first and foremost. But I mean, I think the pipeline of goalkeepers in this Dynamo is pretty strong. I think Blake did a good job whenever he had to step in and do it more. Hasn't the time that he played, he's been done well. And I mean, what can we say about the guy in D2? He's been killing it. The young Brazilian.
That's all. I really thought he should have started over Jimmy Maurer and even over Blake.
Really?
Yeah, I also watched Pedro Cruz and Goalkeeper Wars back when they did the MLS.
Yes.
I didn't watch that live, and that was amazing from him too. So yeah, I'm a big Pedro Cruz fan over here, and I think he's earned it. Like, give him a first team start. Come on.
The moment he gets a green card, Maddie, I think that's when he'll start playing. I thoroughly believe the moment that he gets all that figured out, there's no reason to start anyone else over Pedro Cruz. He, for me, is better than Gillingham, better than Jimmy, and I realistically think that he'll beat out Bond in a 1v1. Really? I'll be so honest. Yeah,
that's interesting.
It's just Pedro's just an athletic freak of nature. He's an athletic freak of nature, and I think the only way he's gonna get to the level is maybe if he has the growing pains that I feel like Bond's kind of been having at 30 something. And the numbers don't lie. I'll be honest. I don't think Bond's great. So how much worse can it get with an athletic Brazilian freak in the back that communicates, screams a lot? Yeah, I like to rate goalkeepers by their craziness. If a goal, Bond just gives off no crazy aura.
Yeah, I said that when he first got signed. I was like, we used to hear Steve Clark from all the way across the field yelling all sorts of stuff, and I don't feel like we hear that from. And at first, I was like, is it a language barrier? Like maybe we're all speaking different language back here. But then everyone was like, no, soccer is a universal language. They all understand. Okay, so he's just quiet to be quiet. Like, I don't know what else.
Yeah. I mean, I like to use the Pickford scale, if you know who he is, Maddie.
Yeah.
Jordan Pickford. He's on one end of the spectrum, and then I guess you would have Bond on the other. In the middle, you have perfect balance. And that's where I feel Pedro is. So yeah. That's about all I have to say about Pedro. Such a great player.
Someone's talking about having a kind of a rough night, and I saw that too. Andrade seems a little bit aggressive tonight, and I could also see, I think someone said he could get a red card, and I could see that too. Like, he's being a little right now. I love the
against the Dynamo.
Franco Escobar. That's what sometimes I'm like, oh, come on, pull it back a little bit.
Franco Escobar was a walking red card. Like, you knew he played, he was gonna get a yellow. Like, that was just a given. And it's like, is he going to play long enough and like chill enough to not get a second yellow? That was the question with Escobar. who apparently I talked to somebody that follows Peñarol, and he's doing pretty good over there. So
Oh, nice.
at least he's doing all right, I guess.
I really was wanting him to stay here long enough to see him and his fiance get married. That was gonna be like my Dynamo run. I really wanted that. They did not stay long enough.
Nope, she did not like Houston.
No.
Let's see here.
Hector's been a ghost today. I don't like Hector today. He's been
he's been kind of like not there. This is where you want like a kind of like a Jack McGlynn to be a little bit more aggressive.
Yes.
Not aggressive, but like more offensive in a way. I feel like the Dynamo has been kind of quiet overall.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see what Ponce.
I like
Ponce,
this player here.
see, like that's kind of hard. Like he gets the ball with 3 men on his back. He can't really turn.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to blame him on that.
Like whoever has the ball, Orlando was getting to immediately. They are quieting down. I don't know. That's just the Dynamo being quiet as much as Orlando's playing decent and quieting the Dynamo down.
Chris, that's the problem with zones. If you see how Ponce was kind of manhandled there. If you have players in each individual zone, there's nobody to come close because they don't know who's going to take up the space that they vacate. That's the problem with Ponce. He's so isolated in this system, and you can't really offer to have a striker that can't dribble be isolated like that. It's a big issue.
Not only that, but like you give him the ball, but nobody really shows up.
Oh yeah.
So like, if you're gonna give him a ball on the floor in the box, like you need to give him an option, because he's not.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, he's not. He can't turn around with 3 guys on his back. And that's what I feel like that's where the service kind of comes in. Like, yeah, is he getting? Would we consider that actual service, or is that just a pass? Like it wasn't something that he could actually do something with, because even though he was inside of the box, like the numbers are gonna say like, oh, he had a touch in the box, but it was like, yeah, but he had his back to the goalkeeper and 3 guys literally behind him pressuring him at the same time. So it's like. And it doesn't really, that's where the numbers are going to tell you like, oh, he had a chance, but he didn't actually. But
in the national team scene, that's where you would plop not a creative 10, just like someone behind the striker to then just shoot it over everybody else. That's the CONMEBOL style of football. Big beefy 9, put someone behind him whenever he kind of controls the ball like that, because Ponce can't shield the ball. But the moment there's like more than one guy on him, put a guy behind him and let him shoot.
Literally,
that's the Venezuelan style of football.
yeah. I mean, that's there you go. And Ali, the speed.
Come on.
1-on-1 or 3-on-1, I guess. We see nobody in the box. It's kind of hard. Switching it all over to the other side. I can't tell who that was.
I think that was Negri that made that.
Negri. Look at Negri getting it into the box. Once again, Ponce not able to do anything there with the rebound.
I think it would have been better for him to, like I said a few seconds ago, just pass it back into middle, right?
Yeah.
Loose balls are the danger of the defense. And you have Bogusz. To Bogus's credit, he could be a guy that, like I said, you plop behind the striker and let him shoot,
100%.
I think
because he has a good shot.
Yeah.
He's just been kind of also missing. It seems like he's actually lost in he doesn't know where to position himself.
Yeah. I think he's kind of running around Ponce.
Do you remember how where he played when he played with LAFC?
How he played?
Position wise. Like where would you see him more? Like did he play where he plays now, like positionally, or is he more was he wider? Was he more like inside?
He was a 10. He was a 10 that could sometimes play the striker in like a false 9.
Yeah.
But the benefit for him at LAFC is that there was so much space because you had Boanga there with him. And when you have someone like Boanga that can just kind of stretch that field, and you have so many players that demand attention like that, it leaves so much space, especially like in that middle zone at the end, the final third. It was all for him. So you would see him take some crazy shots, and he would score a few, to his credit. So, that the league has changed since he was really that intense. Teams have kind of switched how they press, how they defend, and it's much trickier for those like prototypical 10s to get space to shoot and create some magic. Unless you're Messi, and then that doesn't matter because you can just dribble through the entire team.
Basically.
You think that's something? Well, Pat's already said like that's something that Ponce lacks is his dribbling, but do you think that really like limits him a lot?
Yeah, I think it does limit him a lot because he can't beat a man. He can't beat him running. He can't beat him dribbling. The only thing he can really do, and I think he's actually elite at in a lot of ways, is his hold up play. But that needs to be compounded with someone that can make up for it. And I feel like the team have the prototypes to do it, but how they're being utilized is not ideal as of right now. That might just be them trying to figure things. What? I couldn't hear that. What'd you say?
How do you think utilized to make the play?
I mean, Ponce, let him drop a little deeper, right? More runs in behind from Guilherme and from who's ever on the right. And then let your I mean, used to play wingbacks, let them push up, right? And take up those spaces up in front. You have kind of Bogusz and Guilherme as like your false 10s or false wingers, right? Don't leave Ponce so isolated and let Ponce rotate with where Bogusz is. Let Bogusz take over the striker spot. Then let Guilherme do that. Then if you're a defender, do you track Ponce or do you track Guilherme or Bogusz who's making those runs in behind? It's like if you watch Xavi Hernandez with Barcelona, it was very different from the tiki-taka of before, but it's because players rotated all the time, different positions, and teams didn't know who to mark. And if you have someone like Guilherme and Bogusz who can both dribble really well, and you take Ponce out of the equation sometimes out of the attack, there's going to be so much space. And we just haven't seen so much rotation between that front line, except for Guilherme. I'll give Guilherme his props. He's been everywhere.
All right. Let's as this game goes into the last 10 minutes of the first half, I'm going to bring you guys with some questions, some conversations, some games that I had prepared. And it's basically just either or. It's nothing crazy, nothing out of the ordinary, nothing wild. Let me pull it up. Let's see here. I had notes. So I have this game, which is you just pick which one you rather have in your team. And then the other one is going to be just like the king of the hill. We'll leave that one for the second half because that one's a little bit, I think, fun. But we're going to start. These are all MLS players or people that have played in the MLS. And they are kind of similar in style or, positionally or, however we want to call it. And then you guys kind of tell me which one you pick and why. Some of these are going to be harder than others, but I trust your guys' judgment. Let me see if I can make this screen move to one side. I'm kind of, technology challenged. They picked the wrong person. But okay, we'll start. I'll do one and one. We'll start with JP and then we'll go Maddie. And then we'll just, and if you guys, I guess I'll give you the same one for both of you guys. So then you guys can kind of pick. And then if you're in the chat, also let us know which one you pick out of the two. And then that's how we're going to go. So first one, we're going to go super, we're going to start off strong and straight off the gate. Which one would you pick? Landon Donovan or Clint Dempsey? I can't even pronounce it. And just give me, the name and just a quick why. It could be as of, as simple as like, I like, Landon's new hair. So that's where we're going. Or I like, I don't know, something else.
I'll go. I see some people in the chat saying Dempsey. I'm okay with people saying Dempsey, but I think Donovan has so much aura for basically like whenever Beckham showed up. No, Maddie, be on. No, look, hear me out. There's a very specific case that I'm going to be talking about. In the Beckham show, Landon Donovan basically getting Beckham to sit down next to him and the coach and basically explain to Beckham how LA Galaxy was his team, just how Manchester United was Beckham's team, and getting Beckham to kind of understand that dynamic. That for me, if you're like basically sitting down Beckham of all people to tell him how you feel about your team, like, okay, like that gets some prop for me. I'll give it to him. But if it wasn't for that, I'd probably do Dempsey. What'd you say?
Have you read Beckham's book about
I actually haven't. I should probably do that.
You guys saw that? You guys saw
Oof.
that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Shot from Andrade.
Oof.
Man, I have him on the golden boot. You need to get that down, man.
This is a funny comment right here, guys. Donovan has so much aura that it made his hair fall out. That's wild.
That's what happens, man.
No, guys. I'm Dempsey all the way. I got to meet him last summer at the same MLS All-Star thing. And I just love how scrappy he is. And he's not afraid to tell you what he thinks. Even on like the CBS Champions League show, they're Josh there, they're English, all of them. He'll tell them upright like what's going on. So Clemcy.
You want me to be honest with you, Chris? I actually
Yeah,
don't like
what's
either
up?
of them. I feel they're both kind of entitled in a way, right? They demand like and I guess if I was them, right, and they were like the first trailblazers along with Tim Howard of soccer, right? Like I would be too, but that doesn't kind of change. I feel like they both. I think they both are pretty good pundits, but I don't really like pundits that much. So I'll leave it at that.
I think Clint's more real as a pundit. He's not as media trained, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, like I said, I don't argue with that.
Andrade once again jumping up in the air with the header. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah, I saw it.
Andrade's on fire now. He's starting to pick up on the good side of the ball. That's good. All right, we're gonna go to the next one. And they're only gonna get. I mean, I guess these are the harder ones because we kind of know the names. We know all the names, but you guys are gonna see how it gets a little bit different. All right, next one is as kind of same energy. Remember, I guess I don't want you to guys think outside what they did outside in the world, because that could skew things. But I guess that's part of the game, right? But next matchup is David Beckham or Thierry Henry.
Oh yeah, Thierry Henry all day. Visca el Barça, Visca Catalunya. Thierry Henry, he's an Arsenal legend, but he's a cooler at heart too. He plays the game ethically, or he used to play the game ethically.
Oh.
And I have so much respect for legends. Yeah, ethically. Whatever.
Ethically, you remember that hand?
Yeah, whatever. We'll
that was ethic.
But I have so much respect for legends that go back to their clubs in weird circumstances, and I feel like Thierry Henry taking the loan to go to Arsenal when he realistically didn't need to. That for me, like that's props for me. And he's a Barca player. I thought he played really, really well with Barca in those few years that he was there, and such a fun winger to kind of look at. And yeah, that's for me. And I can't say Beckham either. He's a Real Madrid kind of player.
I have to agree. I like Thierry. I don't actually know that much about his playing style. I only know a lot about him after football. Same with Beckham. But I know more about Beckham. But I don't like Beckham with Miami. I don't like what Beckham did with Miami. I am a Miami hater to the core. So I have to go Thierry just in spite of Beckham.
I did have Beckham's shoes or cleats back in the day.
Nice.
So I tend to lean. I love Henry just because he's a great soccer player, but just when it comes to swag, I think Beckham has all the swag. Just
really?
from, the tattoos, hairstyle. He was always.
I don't like his.
I mean, I don't think just the individual tattoos. I think it's just the whole persona that he like. He has a dumb voice, but other than that, I feel like he's like a cool guy. He's like one of those
I like his wife better than him.
There you go. There's something.
The Spice Girl one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Victoria. Oh! How did he miss that? Sorry if I'm ahead.
No, you're good. The Wi-Fi for Texas State is horrible. I need to call that out. I need to call that out.
Did you guys see that?
My connection just cut out on my computer as I was about to see it.
Orlando just hit the post. It was like a ball, like a corner, not a corner, a low cross to the second post. The ball came on the left side, a low cross, kind of like the first goal of Colorado, like the exact same play, but the guy, instead of putting it inside the goal, he hit the post. Open net.
Yeah, no one's marking him there.
and Thiago said, "Nah, I don't want to score right now. I feel like we should keep
That
this."
happened against El Paso too. There was an
Oh
El
my God.
Paso post and should have gone in.
Yes, I
maybe
remember
there's
that.
Okay, so apparently it's hailing here in San Marcos. That is the funniest thing ever. That's the perks of living close to Austin, even though there's not much else to like about Austin.
Look, I have this storm coming in. Oh, you can kind of see it. It's kind of dark.
Yeah, that's
But
the
I
one
do-
that just hit my house. I
Oh,
guess
nice.
I'm about to get Juan's hail in a little bit.
Yeah,
We're-
I am.
we're
I'm
in,
actually really excited. I like hail, not for
Oof.
what it does to
That's
people.
all the cars.
I know, but I just I like this. I like the feeling of hail kind of crashing on windows, as long as it's not too big. It's an aesthetic. It's a writer's aesthetic, I'd say.
So right now, Anali had a almost a goal. He almost scored. He also did a cross that got kind of blocked, but the ball kind of ended up being a little weird in the box. The goalkeeper was able to get to it, but it was back to back. Now they're going back and forth. About what 60 seconds left in the game or first half. But let me hit you guys with the next one. And this one might be a little bit easier. I don't know. Robbie Keane or Zlatan Ibrahimovic?
Zlatan. Did you say Baggio? Did you say Baggio before that?
No,
No.
Robbie Keane and then
Oh.
Zlatan.
Oh, Zlatan.
Yeah.
Zlatan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that was a pretty easy one. Now we move on. I have a pair of goal scorers. This one's actually pretty interesting. And think about this one. Like, which one would you like in your team at their peak? Because I feel like these two guys killed it in the MLS. Chris Wondolowski or Joseph Martinez?
Oh,
That's
you
a
already
good
know
one.
you already know my answer, Chris. Though
Yeah,
I gotta
for
go
it,
with the
for it.
Venezuelan goat, José Martinez. Oh my
I
goodness!
knew you were
man.
gonna feel some type of way about that.
Atlanta United, 100 goals. He was even playing with Messi and Inter Miami and had his moment. For the national team, so, but he had his moments too. I think he was, at least for my country, like the first player that showed it was possible to succeed outside of Venezuela and aside from Rondon and kind of be the star of a league. So
Yeah.
it's just like pride for, we love Jose Martinez in this household. So, you know.
I didn't like how stupid he looked through the mouthpiece, but I'm sure there was a thing behind it.
Yeah, it happens. Love Jose Martinez.
But
That's my guy.
That was like his signature thing, you know. Like I feel like
Yeah.
players that at one point they're trying to build like a brand, so they're like,
Yeah.
well, what can I do differently? He was like, I'm gonna wear a mouthpiece. Maddie, which one would you like, Martinez or
Yeah, Martinez.
Martinez?
I actually, when I first started watching, I mean, when I first started watching, we didn't know. We were still living in Oklahoma, so there's no MLS team around there. And I fell in love with Atlanta United because they had a really good social media team. So pretty much whatever team was doing good social media at the time, obviously the Dynamo was not. They're stepping up. But so I did follow Atlanta United for a while. So him and then Thiago Almada. I liked him from Atlanta too.
He just lost the Copa del Rey today, but RIP.
But
Also,
Venezuelan, John Aramburu won. The Venezuelan player, teammate of Jose Martinez, won today. So in this household, we're eating good.
also, I wonder. It's funny because Jeff here said former Dynamo. Obviously, he had to go for Wando. I wonder, you guys being a lot younger, I wonder if not. I'm saying that you guys are being biased, but since you guys are younger, you know, maybe you guys remember the younger players because Wando, you know, he had a hot streak whenever he isn't he one of the top goal scorers like for the history of the MLS or something like that. Like he's up there at least.
He had a
Maybe-
lot with San Jose, but I,
know
mean, I'm kind of looking at
Did
it
you
from
guys
like
see?
remembering.
Wait, did you guys see Bo LaRue's quote again about San Jose? He
No.
said in a press conference, San Jose is the most hated team in MLS.
Who said
And-
this?
Bo LaRue. He's like their
No.
star boy right now for San Jose.
I don't think people care about San Jose that much.
Yeah,
to
like-
actually like
either.
to actually like hate
Yeah.
him. Yeah, like
Yeah, but he was like, Yeah, he says like San Jose, we're the most hated team in MLS right now, and I was like, I literally don't give a second thought about you guys.
Yeah. I feel like people forget, like, for example, I forget San Jose is a team, and I'm like, where is San Jose? Like, sometimes I'm like, I literally, like, till this day, and I'm like, I love maps and I love geography, and like, till this day, I'm like, they play San Jose. I was like, where is San Jose? I feel like it's one of those teams that, like, I don't know where, like, I know it's in California, but I don't know if it's south, north. I confuse it with San Diego sometimes, just because I'm like, because of the sand, and I'm like,
I think they're supposed to be like, because the Dynamo originally came from San
Yeah.
Jose. I think there's like that rivalry there. They try and build that. I don't care that much, especially the Dynamo fans. I think the San Jose fans, from what I've heard from them, they kind of hated us a lot more than the feelings we have towards them. I'm kind of neutral on San Jose though.
yeah, I could care less about San Jose.
Anyway,
I
I
don't-
got off
Or they
topic.
were a USL team beforehand as well, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
Who cares? Who cares?
Probably gonna clip us the admin for San Jose.
Right? They're gonna show
We're
this.
just clip farming. It's for free. It's for the views.
It's for the views, guys. Don't get. All right, before we get into the next matchup, which is Carlos Vela or Sebastian Giovinco, let me ask you guys what you guys think of this first 45 minutes. I know there was not much there. Somebody had said something interesting here, which I think it kind of hits it there. Nothing in the attack except Nali, maybe a shot or two from Bogusz and Andrade, who also got dangerous. But did you guys see anything else other than a little bit of hail and some
My
little
goodness.
shots here and there?
Ponce, man, Ponce. That's all I gotta say. I feel like I don't need to describe anything else about this game. He has
think-
been the worst player on
yeah.
the field. so
Ponce,
far.
like they should get him to the 60th minute. If he doesn't do anything till then, I think he should come off for sure.
And put Nick on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well. Yeah,
Yeah, actually, we have-
or even what was Lingard? Or I mean, at this point,
Yes,
you can
I
go either
really
way.
do like Linger. I liked Linger last season. I wanted Linger over Ponce last season, and I was called crazy. And I think people are kind of delusional about Ponce, and I'm still going to say it. I think they were delusional, one, because we were spending, or Dynamo, I wasn't. I didn't put any money on it. I was spending so much money on him that they trying to trick their brains that he's a great player. And two, he didn't have good players around him. Not that last season's team was awful, but he didn't have as players skill around him, so it made him maybe look better than he was. But still, no, I still Linger over him. So yeah, I would like Linger to come in too.
This is an interesting comment.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think Ponce is slow. He's always behind the play. It can even be on the in the right to his foot, and he for some reason can't figure out how to just get it into the net. Yeah, so I think the pressure should be on him.
Damn.
The
Yeah,
pressure
that's kind of
always
scary. but I think you're right. But I almost don't really blame him for his fault, just because there isn't a way. There is a way for it to work. Like a player like that's that good and hold up play. There's a way for it to work. But I don't feel like the team. I mean, when you spend that much on a DP, you expect to build around that DP. I feel like Houston just kind of put him there on a good team in 2024 and was like, "Oh, hey, can you score goals? Oh, yeah, Betsy, try to score goals." Last season, when you needed something more from your striker, you didn't really build around him. You struggled a little more. I still thought he had some good moments, but this year the team is not built around someone like Ponce at all. It demands fluidity and constant, and you need someone like Linger, maybe someone that moves around a little more, that can be indistinguishable positionally from someone like Bogusz or Guilherme, and just have some more fun with the ball. I feel like he's too static in a system that's trying to evolve, and that really sucks, because I feel like not on a better team, on a different team, maybe some of those flaws kind of get hidden, because he can add something in different ways.
And with that being,
Let's say this continues. What's happening with him continues. We're not out of him. Do you guys think he's out in the summer?
I don't know
Or-
who bought him. I don't know who bought him. So.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, it depends on the contract situation, right? Like, I don't even know what it is. We would have to ask here. Let me ask our friends that keep all these things But while we find out, but I think it has to do a lot more with like what what the contract is. I don't think anybody's gonna pay whatever they're willing to shop him for. But I don't. Well, who knows, right? Like maybe somebody comes in and they're like, "We'll give you a couple million," or I really don't know. It just depends what price tag they put on him, and if the Dynamo think like he's worth anything. And also, could we say that? Let's just say they kind of pay whatever, like whatever they. Let's just say the Dynamo wants $1 million for him, right? Can the Dynamo get that $1 million and invest it in another forward, or will they kind of risk it in quotes, and have Markinich be the one to kind of take over that, or will they use that money to invest in another like proven quote unquote forward? So I don't know.
I don't think Markinich is actually a natural striker. I actually prefer him on the wing, and I think Ben Olsen prefers him on the wing too. You see him what he does at Dos. He's kind of playing that right wing half space hybrid with Sousa. And even with the first team, we saw Linger against El Paso be more that striker rather than Markinich. He can play there, right? So it's not like he can't be that striker. But I just feel like Linger's a better option, and I think Markinich you can kind of plop anywhere in the back line and he'll give you what he does. I think a little bit of a different profile, maybe some I would say like more of like a Toyosi character. Kind of coming at the end of the games, just presses hard out and make something happen out of nothing when the game stays so open. But I don't know. I don't really see him like a striker, and I want to give shout out to Joey from Bayou City as well. He was kind of talking me through it about how it would actually make more sense for someone like Linger to be the striker over someone like Martinez.
Yeah, is do they just go ahead and give Linger that spot and let Linger take out? Do they trust him with that too, or here? Find someone like Bobby who was here and went to the game. No, you don't want him back. That
he's a nah, fam.
No, look, I'm so done with Bossy. I'm so done with Bossy. I'm actually Look, I love the guy, right? He's great, but I have the mind of an analyst. I can separate the person in the performance. I thought some of the numbers for someone, it's fine. It's not a good thing or a bad thing. That's just who I am. And I don't know. I felt like for as much as he adds in the locker room and his presence, he just didn't have that finishing clinical 10 stuff that I wanted. He had it in 2023. He was buffed by the penalties, but each year just progressively got worse. And I feel like he was almost complacent, kind of just passing it around and not really finishing. It has its purpose, but not for where the team's going. So, yeah, it's a hard pass for me. And I mean hard because, like you said, he's a great guy, but I can't with him anymore, like playing wise. Look, Manny. It's fine to like Bossy, right? Like I know Joey or Dustin wrote this article like a year ago about how like Bossy was one of the premier chance creators in MLS. If you look at Football Reference, and look, I get it. It's fine. It's like he has parts of his game that are good, but they don't make up for everything else that he lacked, like shooting wise. I mean, I just didn't want him to take a shot past the box. So yeah, hard pass for me. And I hope he gets signed somewhere. I feel like he can definitely provide some value. I think La Liga 2 would be a great spot for him. Let him play some beautiful football over there.
So going back to Ponce, his contract expires at the end of 2027. So basically we have him this whole season and then the next year. So I guess it just depends, what the market looks like for Ponce. But they're showing some charts right here on the screen. The XG for the Dynamo is 0.56. 9 shots, 1 on target. So there's not a lot there. Somebody was asking for thoughts on about halftime or the first half. Sorry, we kind of said them already, but the game was kind of meh. If anything, Colorado had the clearest chance of the first half.
Colorado.
Colorado. See that I'm traumatized. Orlando had the first had like the best real chance of the first half, which was hit on the post. That should have been a goal. Like honestly, I don't know how we count XGs, but that should have been a goal 100%. He literally missed a chance from the 6 on an open net, and homie said, nah, not today. So 0-0 is still like the game is wide open for both teams. I think towards the end, the Dynamo also had a couple of chances with Andrade getting inside the box, taking a shot, and then with a header. And Ali also got one good shot off. But honestly, other than that, there wasn't much to it. We also, I guess we can continue on with our game as we wait. I think we talked enough about the first half. But we'll go back to the game. So if you are on the chat, if you're tuning in, we obviously are watching the game, Orlando Dynamo, here with Juan and Maddie. And we're playing the game, and we want you guys to also play. So basically, I'm going to give you guys 2 options, and then you tell me which one you like, and then a slight reason why you pick them. So we had, to begin with, we started kind of strong. Donovan or Dempsey, we had a 50-50 there. Then Beckham, Thierry Henry. I think we both went, or everybody kind of went and Henry on that one. Robbie Keane, Zlatan. We basically went Zlatan all the way. Joseph Martinez and Wondolowski. We went Joseph just because he was Venezuelan and because we like Atlanta's social media at the time. And then the next one coming up is Carlos Vela versus Sebastian Giovinco. Kind of similar-ish players in a way. They both had their flair. But Juan, which one would you take for your team?
You know what? I'm actually going to excuse myself from this one because I do not know that much about the other guys.
It's a little
place. I'll be so honest. There's so many players out there, so I'll excuse myself from this one. But right. I don't like Carlos Vela that much either as a player. I think he's fine, but I think he's definitely a little bit overrated. Him playing for as long as he did, definitely helped him out of nowhere. Like, if you know anything about baseball, it's like the stat accumulators. The guys that like just scrape over the finish line with a lot of hits just because they played like 20 years. That's kind of how I feel about Carlos.
Interesting. Maddie, do you know anything about Giovinco?
I know Vela's name. But I don't know anything about the other guys. So
is he like someone from your era, Chris? Would you say? I mean,
kind of. I feel like he's still around, but he was in the MLS not that long ago. He was with Toronto, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, I'm surprised you don't know him.
Well, that's like an irrelevant team.
Okay, all right, okay. Chill.
Now they're kind of irrelevant, but like not that long ago, like I would say 5 years ago, didn't they win the MLS Cup not that long ago?
Well, they were in contention.
Yeah, like
Chris, I think something's wrong with the audio.
Oh crap! Hola. I don't know. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Maddie. I know you've been kind of cutting on and off.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's on your end. Yeah, it could be. I don't know. Maybe.
Sebastian Giovinco.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I said it in Spanish. That's why. Sebastian
Giovinco. Yeah, he played like 2017, 2017 with Toronto. Yeah, I remember that guy. Yep, he was good. Yeah, I when Hurtado said he played for Juve, it came back to me. Okay, he's good.
He was this big.
Yeah.
He was like 5 and change. Oh, interesting. I don't know if you guys are seeing this. Moore is in goal.
Who? Moore is in goal?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No.
Bro, I had this jacket on. I'm gonna take it out because it's getting kind of warm. But I was just showing Jay that I had gear on, but it's just too warm. Jonathan Bond is out. That's going to be an interesting question there. I wonder. I mean, it had to be kind of injury, right, or some sort.
Yeah.
Because
Pedro Cruz, it is your time, mate. It is
time to shine, boy.
I believe. But yeah, hey, maybe Ben Olsen heard us say that he had no aura and went for an even older player who I don't even know if his vocal cords are still functioning. So, hey, but I like Jimmy. Jimmy's going to be a great front office guy in the future. I can definitely see that in the future.
Right, that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you this one because I think you're going to know both of these guys. And you might have really good explanations on both of these guys because I feel like these two guys are legends. Diego Valeri and Nicolás Lodeiro.
Oh, Nicolas. Yeah, okay. I'd say Lodeiro, just because I feel like even at like he was very consistent throughout his entire career. I even his last season with the Dynamo, I feel like he had some good moments. So yeah, I'll give it to Lodeiro. Lodeiro, legend. Allegri, big props to him. Great career,
No,
but Valeri.
Valeri.
Sorry, Valeri. Valeri. I said Allegri by accident. Valeri. Great career, but Lodeiro for me, the fact that he kind of ended it off with the Dynamo as well, pretty sweet for him. So I'll give it to Lodeiro. Seattle Lodeiro was insane. Loved how he played.
Maddie, I don't know if you got that one, but it was Diego Valeri and Nicolas Lodeiro. The two
Ladera.
well, Valeri the Argentinian, Lodeiro the Uruguayan.
Yeah, I have to go. I actually met him on his final game. He came out and talked with us, so with the Dynamo. So I'm gonna go him.
All right, let me jump to goalkeepers because I don't know the defenders that well. So we're just gonna go straight to goalkeepers. I think these two pairs or these two comparisons that I have, they're pretty cool. Because the first one is Tim Howard.
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
probably thinking, who could be the other one? Nick Rimando is the other one.
Tim Howard. I am an Everton fan, right?
Oh.
Everton legend Tim Howard. Like this is where the sentimental part of me is just gonna take over. The fact that he's a Dynamo owner, well, and I've spoken to Tim as well in like one or two occasions. That for me is speaking to an Everton legend. I can't pick anyone else. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have to go Tim as the U.S. men's national team fan. He is, he's a legend. Secretary of Defense, as Barack Obama said. So
Oh,
yeah, I
Love
have to
that.
stick with Tim Howard here.
I love how you said that. I still remember that Belgium game. That is actually a candidate for me.
The
I think that's
Dynamo
one of
attacking right now. Not a good pass there.
But yeah, Secretary of Defense, loved how he played, and I just wish he could have had a slightly better team around him. I feel like Tim Howard in this current generation, oof, that would have been fun.
I like now how he's not. I don't know. I think the current U.S. men's national team fan or players don't really like him and Landon and how they'll call him out. Specifically, number 10, Mr. Pulisic doesn't like that. But I'm a huge fan of how, even though like they support the national team, they're not afraid to call out these younger players too. So I like that.
But I have
Getting
a question
back-
for you, Maddie. Oh, I'm sorry for cutting you off, Chris.
Let
Do
me
you know who Eric Winalda is?
No.
No. I heard the name.
Yeah, you know the name. He was kind of like that first generation of U.S. players that went to Europe. And if you like Tim, the way he commentates, I would say Eric's kind of like that, but on steroids. He's kind of like the generation before Tim, but I don't really agree with him a lot on like what he says. Right, some of it I do like, especially like his criticisms. But I don't know. I feel like you'd like him, but I'd say he's like a legend. But I like strong opinions there. Jeff said he is a bit controversial, like because he also wanted to run for like USF president, right? And I don't know. He kind of has like his thoughts on MLS as a system. Doesn't really like it. So if you're someone that's like always angry about MLS, then you'll love him. If not, then yeah, he has.
I'm not
definitely
MLS hater over here.
But yeah, I don't know. I'll leave that for you to decide your opinion on him. So
I just want to say there's a lot of people talking about Ponce and not being able to control that ball. I don't know if you guys saw it.
yeah,
But I thought it was a bad pass from Machache, honestly. He just didn't set him up well. I'm not trying to defend Ponce. I just think it was a terrible ball. Like, the dude is running forward, and he gave him the ball on his back, behind him. He didn't push it forward enough. That's where you see, like, Hector's kind of aged. I think his birthday is tomorrow. And unfortunately, you kind of see, like, he got tired legs. They're going towards the end of getting into the box. But I know it's not the first time. I'm just saying this specific time, it was. I don't think it was his fault. Maybe he was his fault on the other times, but this one personally, I don't think it was his fault.
yeah.
Let me give you the last pair of goalkeepers, and then we're gonna do a quick one for. I have 3 matchups of Dynamo players.
Okay.
The last one is Brad Guzan against Stephen Fry.
Huh.
Ooh.
I'll do Guzman just because of that viral clip against Miami. It's so funny, and every time I think of Guzman, I think of that moment, and also pretty good goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team. So that was the golden age for goalkeepers here. It's kind of sad we haven't had that since, but yeah, I'll go Guzman. So funny.
Yeah, I'll agree too. I liked him, and yeah.
Cool.
What about you, Chris?
I don't know. I feel like Guzan. I've seen him better. I like how he was bald and he had no hair.
Oh,
He looked cooler. I don't know. And then he also played for Atlanta. I feel like he had some really good Atlanta days. When I think he was there, he might have been. I might be tripping, but he might have been there when they won the championship. He might have been the goalie, or he was there whenever they played against Messi. I can't remember. I just know that he was kind of cool.
He was there when Messi played. I don't remember much of his career path. It's not that he was good for the national team, and he got pushed over by like 3 different Miami players, and I don't think there were any cards handed out for that.
Oh yeah, that was when they were fighting inside of the box with Luis Suarez and all those, or not inside the box, inside the goal. Like they literally were just pushing each other. All right, and it seems like Orlando is trying to push a little bit forward, and they're not really getting anywhere. But the Dynamo also is not pushing back. It kind of feels like the first half all over again. This game might end up 0-0. Before we get into the Dynamo matchups, let me ask you guys for predictions for this game. I think I already asked you kind of what it was going to look like, but do you guys feel like, like goals-wise, will we see a lot of goals in the second half?
No, my prediction is shifted. I think it's going to be 1-0. First to score wins it. Yeah. Though I do like what's happening here for Houston.
Oh, no. Guillermo there taking over, but unfortunately not able to put it on frame. I think if we would have put it on frame, that probably was like half a goal at least. That was a good.
See, at least the run was made.
Ponce right there as a forward, you should know that you need to go.
Horrible.
Open up the spot.
I hated that so much. He was so late to anticipate the change. And then when he did it, he was almost covering. He was setting a screen. Whatever. Yeah. So bad. So poor from Ponce.
Come on, Ponce. You have 7 minutes. I honestly want to see what freaking Ben Olsen does with Ponce after the 60th minute. He needs to take him out. And just to kind of like give it a different air like to the game. I don't know if you saw, Maddie, but there was a goalkeeper change.
I saw that in the group chat.
Yeah.
So Jimmy's in?
Jimmy's in.
I wonder why.
Oh.
They heard the live stream, Maddie. They heard what we were saying about Bond.
Yeah, but why would they it's not even like Orlando was on the attack that much. No. So it's got to be an injury from Bond, right?
It has to be, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 0-0 game. He hasn't got scored on, so it's not, because of performance or whatever it may be. So I don't know. We'll see.
Is Jimmy the only one? Was Jimmy the only one on the bench? The only goalkeeper on the bench? They didn't bring Blake or Pedro.
Let me see.
The only thing about Pedro is that he would take an international spot after he used up all his loans, and I don't think Houston really want to mess with that. That's really the only reason. If he was American, I think he would be on the bench pretty much every week, or always available for selection. Which
Pedro, you talking about?
Yeah, he's better than Gillingham in my opinion. He's just better. But Gillingham's American. He doesn't take up a foreign spot. It's the reality of the business.
Yeah. Yep. At the end of the day, it's still a business.
Yep. But like I said, I hope he gets, because I think after like a certain amount of time, he can get the green card and be considered like a non-foreign. So then he doesn't take up that spot.
All right, there's a good chance for the Dynamo. Let's see what can happen here. I feel like he took forever to move that ball forward. That was a handball. Nope. All right, that was that. I feel like they took forever for the attack to kind of like flourish into something. But let me give you guys all the 3 matchups, as we have about 73 people joining us today. Don't forget, guys, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I don't know how many subscribers we have right now. Let me go check. We're trying to get to 600. And survey says We're at 598. So come on, guys. Two of you, there's no way two of you guys cannot subscribe. Or maybe you guys haven't. We're so close, yet so far away. We were at 594 last week. So at least we got closer. We just need a couple more of you guys. And then also, if you're watching on YouTube, give us a thumbs. Do the little thumbs up thingy. There's only like 5 of those or 6. I need you guys to go over there and help us out. I know a lot of you are watching on X, but thank you for joining us there. We do have a lot more followers on X than what we do on YouTube, but YouTube is cool too. All right, here we go. You guys are ready for this one? All right, let's go first straight to it. Will Bruin and Brian Ching. Which one are we going with?
Brian Ching.
Yeah, Ching. Even though I have beef with him and his little pitch 25, he does not. It's not against the law because people will try and bring up the legal stuff with me. I know my laws. Trust me. He will not let anyone. After 7 p.m., even if you're 18, you can't go into pitch 25 without an adult. Even at any point, you cannot go into pitch 25 without an adult unless you're 21. Then after 7 p.m., even if you have an adult, you can't go on at all. Damn. And I have beef with him because of that. He doesn't know it's my beef. I think it's one-sided beef, but I do have beef with him.
It's like, yeah, we're going out. He just doesn't know he's my boyfriend yet. It's one of those situations, but with beef in this time.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. Brian, if you're listening, which we know you are, come on, do just one exception, bro. Just come on, Ching.
They literally, no, guys, I'm so serious. I had my mom with me. I had left an event at Shell. I had my mom with me. They were the only place open. We went to go get food, and they made me stand outside. And this point, it was before they like cleared out all the homeless people for the World Cup, so there were still a whole bunch of homeless people. They made me stand outside while my mom went in to get the food.
That's so dumb.
And it was like midnight. So yeah, I do like, this isn't just like, oh, Madeline can't show up to the watch parties. It was like, you guys literally made me stand outside.
Come on, Ching. Be better, Ching. I know it's probably not you, but come on, bro. But yeah, we'll leave the beef aside.
No, but obviously he is like a Dynamo legend. I mean, all the goal scores, all the record breaking. So,
do you guys? Here's a side question. Do you guys think at some point in time somebody's gonna beat that? I think it's 53 or 56 goal record that he has for an all-time.
Not right now.
No, we don't think so.
Players will loyalty's dead in soccer, and I hate that. At least in MLS, it's dead. So I'll leave it at that. That's a conversation for another time. But unfortunately,
so how long we got? All right, this one is kind of interesting because I feel like we love them both. Mauro Manotas, and the other one is Brad Davis.
Mauro Manotas. Because I grew up with Mauro Manotas. Like, that was my guy. Like, the reason I wanted to go to Dynamo games was to see Elise, Kyoto, and Mauro Manotas cook defenses for a little bit. The team wasn't really that good during that time, but that U.S. Open Cup will always be engraved in my memory. So, Mauro Manotas, you legend. You deserved better. You deserved a better teammate. And injuries. My goodness, that ruined his career.
I don't even know who that is. I'm still a new fan.
You don't know Manotas?
No, I don't.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to go Brad Davis because he's who I've met.
You missed him by like a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that
he played after
me.
Brad Davis.
Oh, that hurts me. Oh, wait, do you know who Bonnie Garcia is?
No.
You don't know Bonnie? Oh.
No, wait, no, I do know him. I've met him.
Okay,
I've met him. Okay, I do know him.
Okay.
I went and bought some new running shoes today, and the guy who was doing it looked like him. So no, I do know.
Okay, good.
I got really scared because I love Bonnie. That's oh my goodness.
Legend says if you speak loud enough, Brad Davis can hear you.
First game I went. Wait, sorry, what were you gonna say?
No, it was a dumb joke about his ears.
But the first game I remember going to in a few years for the Dynamo in 2023 was the Bonnie Garcia dedication game, where they did something with him, and that's why.
When was that?
It was in 2023. It was I think it was against Sporting KC or whatever. But they were like doing a tribute to Bonnie, and I was like, I have to go for Bonnie. Like that was my guy,
2023 was the first Dynamo game I went to. It was the FC Dallas. It was the Texas Derby that year. So
my first Dynamo game, I believe, was in 2016, and I remember another game I went to see Zlatan, and there was like these two crazy LA Galaxy like girl fans, like definitely over the age of 50 for half of the game. Zlatan! I was like, oh my goodness. But I like Zlatan too. But we ended up winning that game. So, there's that.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. What a time when they had Zlatan in the league.
What a time to be alive.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, look at Jeff.
Oh my gosh, do you guys see who's subbing on? Sorry, but do you guys see who's subbing on?
Is it your boy?
It's my boy.
I wonder who's coming up. What do you guys think?
Please take off Samaseku. Please take off Samaseku.
I think it's gonna. Oh my gosh, we're getting a Herrera Artur next to each other again.
No way. It is this. Oh, oof.
Why didn't you cross the ball?
I don't know. It is not the 60-second. It is the 60-second minute. So I think they'll sub out Hector, which sucks because I want to see them together. But I think it's Hector coming off probably, unless he says he's fine. Samaseku. Let's go. Let's go.
Yes. Oh my gosh, goodness. You guys. I have been waiting for this all season. Right?
Wait, Chris, is this 2023 again, Chris? Are we back?
We back, baby. US Open Cup champs 2026.
Also, shout out Vines for getting an appearance. Look at that.
Yeah, he's gonna get this is meaningful minutes for him.
Here you go. Hey, show what you can do, man.
Shows what you got, son. But see, I feel like this fits Vines more than whatever the Dynamo was doing before. But I don't know. Maybe
I like the sub. I really like that.
Like the style of whatever you want to say, out of possession, in possession, whatever the technicality is. I think this one fits Vines more, like the back four instead of the back three with the wing backs or whatever you smart guys say.
Actually, I don't know because I want to see what he does in possession. Sorry, out of possession, it is what it is. Like the players would just plop wherever the coach wants them to be.
Oh, look at him go!
She's so excited.
No, you know what? That's completely valid. Guilherme, my goodness gracious, man, you are. And I love how he just falls down and starts rolling on the ground. I love the Brazilian flair. But yeah, I don't know. Out of possession, it doesn't really matter that much, Chris. I'll be honest. But in possession, I think is where we're gonna see what Ben Olsen wants to do with Vines. Oh man, Artur being there.
I'll be honest with you, Juan.
Yeah.
The whole out of possession, in possession talk to me personally, that's just me. To me, is meaningless.
Okay. I look. You want to hear this? I want to hear this because this is fun.
Because to me, for example, it's like I don't know. Maybe to me is new. Like this whole like in possession, out of possession. Yeah. Like to me, is like a new lingo.
And it is new, actually.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. Maybe I'm literally just that old, or I stopped playing soccer so long ago, or maybe this is gonna sound like a diss. I don't mean it as a diss.
Yeah.
But maybe I just stopped playing FIFA too long ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of the lingo comes from playing like video games. I'm not saying
it's actually not a FIFA thing. If you wanted to know, FIFA is actually one of the few games that's unrealistic in the sense that they don't have.
Yeah.
In possession, out of possession. But basically what it means, to make it really simple, and I guess I'll use a Dynamo example to keep it on theme. If you have someone like Linger, who is a central attacking midfielder, right?
Yeah.
In possession, he'll play behind the striker. He'll be the attacking midfielder. But let's say out of possession, you want to press a little higher. Instead of having someone behind the striker, why don't you put the guy behind the striker next to the striker? Call him a second striker, and then they both press on the same line. That's the premise of it. It's a player that in possession fulfills a certain role, and then out of possession goes into a different spot depending on what the team needs or wants.
Ooh,
nice.
I don't know if you saw that.
Oh my goodness.
Jimmy on fire today.
Look at that.
Shout out Jimmy.
Nice job, Jimmy. But yeah, that's just what it means, Chris. I don't blame you because it used to not be like that. Teams used to just run their formation, and then
thank you.
If it was a 4-4-2, it was a 4-4-2. And there's benefits and drawbacks to that. But most of the footballing, like, it's not really just the fans. The fans are trying to catch on to the in possession, out possession. But like if you look at a professional football structure, they'll they'll talk about different shapes. Like even Arteta said like he has like 32 different shapes that a team
bro.
employs during a match. And
That's
for me, that's
crazy.
too much, right? But if you
Oh
look
my
at
god,
like,
bro, that was point
ooh,
blank.
nice job, Jimmy.
I love Antonio Carlos on that save. I don't know if you guys saw the replay.
Yeah,
He
no,
was
he
like,
did really good.
He was cheering like a goal, like he scored a goal.
Yeah,
I forgot that he used to play for Orlando City.
Oh
He
yeah.
did. I forgot about that too. That's interesting. What's going on here? Looking for a handball or what? VAR?
Yeah, for handball. They might be.
I love that Arthur came back in and they gave him the captain's armband.
Oh, yeah, he deserves it.
For as much as we hate, or like me personally, I'll talk about myself. As much as I didn't like the fact that he was wearing the armband because I didn't feel like he was like, a leader enough in a sense. Like he seemed a little bit quiet.
Check's done, by the way. So they're good.
Wait, what? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, no, they're good.
I was like, the check, when's it clearing? Who's paying? What? All right, but yeah, I mean, but I like the respect part of like, all right, he's coming on the field, we're gonna give him back the armband. That speaks a lot of the highly of the group that they have formed. So, if anything, that's good.
So look at Vines pushing up and taking the space that Guilherme vacates. That's what I'm talking about. That is what I like. It's the little things. But look at Guilherme almost stepping into that like left back role. That's what I mean by fluidity, Chris, in that system.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, but also, Ponce, what are we doing, boy?
Oh man, Ponce, come on, man.
I just saw it. I'm behind, but
I'm sorry.
Marcanis, can you please get on the field, mate?
Like that was just completely.
No, pues wow. I'm shocked. I'm perplexed.
This is about to turn not family friendly if he misses a like that. Like I would like to apologize in advance to my parents and my grandparents. It's gonna get ugly. It's gonna get ugly.
That was crazy. I can't believe he missed that. That was that was the perfect that was the perfect ball for him to just kind of like pick a spot and put it there. I guess he tried to go so like when you try to I can only think of it in Spanish, but when you try to let's see if Juan you can help me translate. When you try to asegurar, like when you want to make like when you want to secure the goal so much that you over secure it and you over hit it or you over place it that it just kind of goes out like that. I feel like that's what that's what happened. Like he went a little bit too much. Like because you saw what he meant to do, which was switch it because the play was going one way, and he tried to put the ball on the opposite side, but he just went too much.
That's so bad.
It happens. It says here, Ezequiel. Oh, let me see. I don't know. What do we think about this?
I don't think Nick scores that. I'll be honest. I don't think he has to go for it. I'm sorry. Look. I think he'll overshoot it. Okay, I'll be so honest with you. That's not as easy of a shot. But for me, the thing is with always strikers, get it on target, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, if it goes in, it goes in. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But get it on target. If you don't, then it's like okay.
Exactly. If it goes on target and they block it, then you're like, okay, well, somebody did their job. But you did your job. You know what I mean? But,
yeah, exactly. Or try to do your job. My goodness.
But it is true.
Yeah, look at Vines though, Chris. If you want to look, I think he's a player that you can kind of get that look at how much tactics have changed. If you look at a player like Vines, like years ago, they would have tried to put him in as a striker, right? Or not a striker, sorry, like a winger, right? And they kind of shoehorn him there. But now he's playing on the defense, and that just wouldn't have been possible 10 years ago without the new ideals that have taken place. But it's tricky, and I'll be honest with you, like a lot of clubs struggle because, and there's no dig to you either, but like they think kind of in that like 10 years ago type of way, but it's because that's just how it was for the longest time, and it's perfectly fine.
No, and I'm like me myself, I'm still kind of also adjusting because I didn't grow up with zones. I was like, what the hell is a zone 18, bro? Just name the plays on the field. You know what I mean? Like, why are we putting squares on the field? But it is one of those things like stuff just gets, I don't know if better, but just it gets modernized, right? Like things change. over time. And I mean, and it happens in soccer too. Like, I don't like VAR, but it's part of the game now.
Yeah.
And just like these little things, like, I mean, the rules have changed, right? Like we in our lifetime, we saw it go from like three substitutions to 5. Now the first, like on a goal kick, it doesn't have to come out of the box. I don't know, you guys are a little bit younger, but to me, it was like the ball had to leave the box, for the first touch. If not, it was an indirect free kick. Now, like, most teams, since they're playing off the back, they can play out the back easier because they can have the first touch be inside of the box, which makes it a lot easier because the opposing team has to wait outside of the box. But imagine when it was everybody had to be outside of the box, then it made it a little bit harder because by the time you get the ball to your defender who's waiting outside of the box, then the forward was already there.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's why it changed the game in the sense like that now everybody can play off the back, which is something me personally, I feel I used to hate it. Now I'm like 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Like I can see the power of possession coming out the back, but also I can see the power of going long and trying to hold, win the second ball. But it's just different ideologies when it comes to the sport, and they both can be right at the same time. It's not like one negates the other type thing.
And actually, I feel like to your point, the more that I've kind of like, because I'm trying to study this type of stuff like a lot, the more I see this like type of boom and analysis take place, the more I'm becoming more of a purist. I'll be completely honest. I think Pep Guardiola did a lot of stuff to the sport, and depending on the school of thought that you are, either you think it was catastrophic or you think it was the necessary evolution. And as a Barca fan, I'd say it was catastrophic in a lot of ways because we saw the death of relationism, and it took Fernando Diniz at Fluminense a few years ago to bring back the idea that maybe a player should create for themselves and maybe be like closer than 5 feet to their next like close player. And look at that, relationism was born again, and now Hansi Flick uses it. Pep he's had to revert his style to something more like that. But I don't know, like the more I've kind of seen the zones, it's whatever, the more I think we shouldn't operate in zones. I use them just as like a marker, but not as a way to live by. If you would ask like what my philosophy would be.
Yeah, because I mean, like me, for example, like to me, soccer nowadays, like with zones and all those things, like I feel like it does kill the creativity of the soccer player.
Yeah.
And also not only the creativity, but also like that fun factor of like, man, like you have a guy, like for example, we know that number 10s are dead, right? Like that's why
used to be.
As
about to be back.
Yeah,
Chris,
I'm hoping they are,
back.
right? I'm hoping, like that's my thing, because growing up as a Boca fan, and Riquelme, we call him, like we give him the title as the last 10. He was the last. Ooh, here we go.
Oh,
please take the shot, boy. Oh my Lord Jesus Christ!
No.
Oh, shoot it! Golazo! Hector Herrera. Wait, let me practice my goal, Chris.
Go.
Hector Herrera. Oh yeah. So I needed to do that.
And
Chris.
look. You know what? But Hector has been playing since February, and you know what? It took Artur being on the field. It took his bestie being back to score.
Oh yeah. Hey, there you go, Hector. That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, look at Anali, bro, leaving guys on the floor left and right.
Hey, if at least he got the pass off.
Ooh. Ponce again,
Ponce
a difficult shot.
Yeah.
But
oh yeah,
I almost yelled that Ponce on that one. Ooh. That was good. That was good.
That's what
okay. I was gonna
create.
Exactly. I was gonna ask you guys. Someone had asked in the chat if after this game, if we lost or if the Dynamo lost, if Ben should be sacked. But we're not even gonna have that talk anymore because there's no need.
There is no need.
Yeah,
look at Jeff. By the power of friendship,
yes.
Literally, all we had to do is just vibes.
That's what happens when a creative player takes on a few people. Like that's beautiful what Anali did right there. Well, maybe not beautiful, but definitely gutsy. And
he did frustrate me there for half a second. I was like, bro, take a damn shot. But
But hey, I think that was his personal ideals on football, and I think that's what you want players to do more of, and that's what I want Anali to do more of. I feel like that's something he does better than Aliu. Aliu is for me the prototypical Pep Guardiola player, while Anali is like the prototypical Jose Mourinho player, and as you know, Mourinho is my guy. So
It's your guy.
yeah, I favor Anali in a lot of ways. In some ways, I don't, but hey, look at that.
I love, and like we're talking about creativity. That's what I love about an Ali over Aliu, at least in a sense that Aliu did for me. He wasn't creative enough, or at least maybe I don't know if creative, but enough of a risk taker, which is also I think it goes hand in hand with creativity because the more creative you try to get is the more risk you take. Losing the ball or being ooh. Please, Lord Jesus, get it out. Okay, good. Sorry, we're good. But it's part of that, right? Like creativity also comes with risk, and that's just kind of it goes hand in hand. But sometimes when you high risk, high reward. So, talking about high risk, high reward, we have another person joining us. El Manny, how you doing, Manny?
¿Qué pasó, boludos?
Oh my goodness.
How you doing, bud? You good?
Good, man. I just want to see the hype is after the after the goal being scored.
Yeah,
Hypes. The vibes are great, man. We appreciate you tuning in.
Also, Chris, I know you are. Yeah, sorry for cutting you off, Manny. But yeah, Chris, I know you are like the commentator, so I just want to get your thoughts on the goal call. I tried my best.
Honestly, on yours, that was good. Yeah. That was good. I thought you were gonna say TV. I'm not really listening to
No, not the TV.
No, that was good. That was good.
Nah, the TV was like un poco de salsa, un poco de merengue, un poco de vallenato y entró el gol.
I mean, literally, bro. We needed all the music styles.
Hey, Badkins, I know I don't hate Pep. I hate what he's done to the sport at times. But guess what? Before Mourinho was a Madrid coach, he was a Barcelona coach. So you know what? I'll leave it at that. My roommate's probably dying inside to tell me something.
You mean Porto, coach? The only thing I recognize is Porto and Inter and Madrid.
Yeah, but even before that, he was a translator / assistant for Barca. So he goes.
But I feel like the conversation, about different philosophies and theories in soccer, I think it's awesome. Just because you have people like Mourinho, you have people like Pep, you have people like just different dudes that can do different things in the game, and I think that's also the beauty of it, right? Like that's why we call it the beautiful game, because in a sport that looks like it would be like very simple in the sense like just get the ball inside of the little square, like there's different ideas of how you can get it. Like if you go back into the old days, you see the WMs or MWs and all these like different tactics and names and just weird things, and all these people that have changed the game, like as when it came from the amateur, like, oh, let's just give the ball to a guy and we'll just create a circle around him, to the more like, what if we pass it amongst each other, like, and that's the evolution of the game, right? But I think we're all gonna kind of like music in a way. I feel like we're all biased to the music like we grew up with. It's like, man, I hate like all these mumble rappers, right? Like type thing. And it's like, I love the guys I used to rap like in the 90s, early 2000s. That was because it was my age. But that's just kind of how it is.
You guys see Ache Sal?
Yeah, for Buzat. I really like that sub. I really like it. I feel like Buzat and Artur could be a really nice combination. Because like you said, Chris, Buzat more offensive-minded, Artur more defensive-minded. Yeah. That's the type of thing I've been wanting to see from the double pivot for ever since Ache left. Some balance.
And also, we need Ache to rest.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting old.
I think that's the most minutes he's played with us so far in the game, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, almost 80 minutes. That's a long time.
And then think about it. There's another Wednesday game.
Yeah, too.
Oh,
that is true.
Wednesday, Saturday, then Wednesday again, and Saturday again.
Guys, we're approaching the last 10 minutes of the game as Orlando is getting to an attack here, getting into the box. A turn, and Jimmy once again coming up top and holding the ball. Jimmy is responding well this game so far. Yeah. But we're going to do a King of the Hill game. I think that's what it's called. But basically, I'm going to give you a name, right? We're going to start off. Well, actually, two names. Oh, hold on. I'm dying. 1 second. All right. So I'll tell you two names. you pick one, and then we move forward with that name, and then you kind of you know the game, right? Kind of, maybe, hopefully.
Well,
All right,
let's see how this goes.
We'll go with Maddie first. As Bogus, they're being talked to by Ben. I wonder what he's telling him. Like, probably tell him, "Hey, bro, score some goals, please." But we'll start kind of simple, kind of with like the guys closer to here, and then we'll just end up, somewhere in there. But it's all gonna be Dynamo players. So if you don't know them, that's fine. Just stick to whoever you want. All right, so we're gonna start the first two. Guillermo. It's hard for me to pronounce his name, but I'm gonna say it how I say it. Guillermo or Carrasquilla. Which one would you like?
Oh, I have to start.
Guillermo is easy. It's easy. That's easy. That was easy.
Hold on.
No.
Let Maddie go first. You gotta pick one, and then you either stick with it or pick the next available option.
I'm gonna go Coco.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Coco or Hector Herrera.
I'm going again.
Yeah. So you're
I'm going all the way through. Okay.
Yeah, I have like 20 names. names.
Okay, Hector.
Okay, Hector Herrera or Memo Rodriguez?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Darwin Quintero?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Albert Elise?
Oh. Hector.
Hector Herrera or Mauro Manotas?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Joe Willis?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Tolly Hall?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Bornia Garcia?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Gilles Barnes?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Will Bruin?
Hector.
At this point, it's just go to the end. Man.
I got like 10 more.
No, because
I believe.
No.
Hector Herrera or Will Bruin?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Craig Wavell?
Hector.
Hector Herrera or Wade Barrett?
I've met him a few times. Probably Wade.
Oh, okay. Wade Barrett or Pat Onstad?
Oh. I gotta go Pat.
Okay.
I gotta go Pat.
Pat or Bobby Boswell?
Oh.
It's a long list. I'm almost done. I promise.
Pat.
Okay. Pat or Eddie Robinson?
Pat.
Pat or Ricardo Clark?
See, there's like this in between time where I don't know players, and then when we go back farther, I know them. Okay. Pat.
Pat or Stuart Holden?
Oh, Stu Holden. Stu Holden is my OG. I love Stu.
Stu Holden or Brad Davis?
Stu.
Stu Holden or Dwayne De Rosario?
Oh yeah. Oh, I like.
I'm gonna say Stu because I've met Stu.
Lastly, Stu or Brian Ching?
Stu because I have beef with Brian.
So your Dynamo player, King of the Hill game is Stu. So that's good.
Yeah, I'll stick with that.
Who wants to go next? We'll go with Manny.
I'll go next. Let's do this.
Okay. All right, Juan, you ready?
Okay, bet.
All right, Guillermo or Coco?
Oh yeah.
Which one would you like?
Coco.
All right, Coco
Guillermo.
or Achacha?
Coco, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little like buffered.
Okay.
Yeah, like the recording from.
You can you hear me? Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I can hear you. I'm just like
Okay,
delayed.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So Coco or Achacha?
Ache.
Achacha or Memo?
Ache.
Achacha or Darwin Quinteros?
Darwin Quintero.
Oh, Darwin Quintero or Albert Ellis?
Oh, Albert Elise.
Albert Ellis, Mauro Manotas.
Mauro Manotas.
You're changing on everyone. Mauro Manotas or Joe Willis?
Mauro Manotas.
Mauro Manotas, Tolly Hall. That's a great goalkeeper.
Mauro Manotas.
Mauro Manotas or Boni?
Bonnie.
Bonnie Garcia or Barnes?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Will Bruin?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Craig Wable? Weibel?
Bonnie. Bonnie. Next one.
Bonnie or Wade Barrett?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Pat Onstead?
Bonnie. One's the
Bonnie
club
or
legend, the other's the GM. So,
yeah, Bonnie is Bonnie or Bobby Boswell?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Eddie Robinson?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Ricardo Clark?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Stuart Holden?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Brad Davis?
Bonnie.
Bonnie or Dwayne?
Dwayne.
And Dwayne Brian Ching?
Dwayne.
All right, so
Yeah, I'll say Dwayne.
we'll stick with this one, right?
Bonnie,
right.
you were so close. I'm so sorry.
He was very close. He was probably the longest one. All right, Manny, you're the last one. Here
All
we
right.
go. We'll start. Should I go backwards now? We're gonna keep it the same. Guillermo or Coco?
Guillermo.
Guillermo or Hector Herrera? He's already thinking on this one. Hector Herrera won.
I go Guillermo.
Guillermo or Memo? It's easy.
That's easy. Guillermo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guillermo or Darwin Quinteros? El científico.
El científico.
The scientist.
Guillermo.
Guillermo or Albert Elise?
Elise.
Elise or Manotas?
Elise.
Elise Joe Willis.
Elise.
Elise Tolly Hall.
Elise.
Elise Bonnie.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Barnes.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Will Bruin.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Wavell.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Barrett.
Bonnie.
Bonnie Onset. I honestly didn't think Bonnie was gonna get this much love, but I guess people love him.
I mean, like I think towards the end of his career, maybe like it was too long for him. But I think in this, like when he first came and during the long stretch, I think he was really great for the team.
Yeah.
I think he should have hanged it up like a while bit, but
A year or
think-
two sooner.
yeah, a year too soon. But at least he came for the U.S. Open Cup in 2018. So
He was around.
Kinda-
he
kinda-
left
kinda-
with a bang.
yeah. So what was the last one? Bonnie who?
Pat Onstead or Bonnie? Back to
Pat.
back.
I think Pat. I think it's Pat.
Pat Bobby Boswell.
Pat.
Pat Eddie Robinson.
Pat.
Pat Ricardo Clark.
I'll give it to Ricardo Clark. I kind of like him
Ooh.
a lot. I like him a lot as a defender. Yeah.
Clark and Holden. Stu Holden.
Holden.
Ooh, Holden, Brad Davis.
Brad Davis.
Brad Davis, Dwayne De Rosario.
This was gonna be a hard one.
That
This is
yeah.
hard. The problem is like they both played at the same time as well.
Yep.
So it's like,
They were teammates.
yeah, I know. So it's like I'll go with Brad.
And Brad, last one, Brad Brian Ching.
Now like these two right there, right here. That's like this is what the final two should have been. It shouldn't have been.
That's
But
the
I go-
Dynamo legend there.
Yeah, Brad. I'll go with Brad.
All right, there you go. That's your winner, Brad Davis. So it's interesting that you guys kind of went all over the place there. It's interesting. We saw Aliyu come in. There's 6 more minutes in this game. Do you guys think we can hold this to the end, or will they're gonna dynamo it out?
I hope they don't dynamo it out.
Come on, man. It's in their DNA. They got Dynamo it out. There won't be a Dynamo game if they'll Dynamo it out.
Game's really open right now.
What about
which
this one?
can lead to a goal on either side.
Mike Chabala or Ade? I don't even know who the other guy is, to be
Mike
honest.
Chabala, bro. Mike Chabala, bro.
Houston legend Mike Chabala. And then what about this one? Eric Torres and Joseph.
Eric Torres all the way.
El Cubo.
El Cube Torres. That is such a funny nickname, El Cubo. Is Ponce still playing? I think they took him out, right?
Bro,
No, he's still.
He's still at it. That's crazy. That's a lot
He's
of
still on the field.
that's a lot of confidence as he
That's-
just falls.
Actually, now that Houston's winning, I actually prefer Ponce. I'll be honest. I
'Cause he
like
holds
I like what he adds whenever you don't need a goal. When you need a goal,
What?
I would suggest selling that.
That is such a
But now when
confusing
you don't need
statement.
a goal, I know you wouldn't really expect that out of a striker, right? I want Bones is the type of striker I want when you're winning.
Manny's like, I'm
Going
confused. I'm just
going to
confused.
going to Maddie's point. Is that something that we want though? Do we want a
No.
Ponce to not score goals?
A DP,
No.
DP, not to score goals.
And look, I think that adds to the point that I feel like you should find someone else because you want goals. This is a very specific case scenario where it works.
McGlynn, have you heard anything about McGlynn? I think he was day to day, right?
Day
That's
to
what they
day.
said.
Yeah,
day-to-day.
questionable.
Yeah, so footy bag. We don't know, but we'll see what happens. Aliyu, is he playing right back or is he in the more like a midfielder?
Right back.
I see what Bogush has here.
Nice, Bogush.
Come on, bud. That was a little
Ah,
weak shot.
Slipped. Yeah, I think he slipped on his own foot.
Let's see. What's the next game for the Dynamo? There's a
It's
midweek
San
game,
Diego.
and then San Diego. San Diego is a tough opponent.
And then we're going to Austin. I'll
Shout
be
out.
there.
Oh, there's a midweek game against San Diego. That's tough. And then Austin, and then Louisville again, and then Colorado for the rematch. That's gonna be interesting right there.
A lot of games.
How
Chris,
how
I remember
confident-
there was.
Oh, go ahead.
I remember there was a like a stat out there that said that Houston had like one of the toughest schedules, like to start off the season compared to every other MLS team. Like it was really bad. In the second half, like Houston has one of the easier ones. Oh, Guillermo.
Guillermo, kind of
1-1.
close there.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I don't know. I feel like if Houston can kind of hang on with this like really, really tough schedule, I think the prospects for the second half of the season look really good. Yeah, it's a tough schedule right now, to be completely honest.
Yeah. that
Yes,
is true.
I'm on the front lines, Jay Orchado. I'm there.
I don't know why, but I heard Maddie goes to away games with ski mask on. I don't know if that means anything to anybody, but that's what I heard.
But but I like how you said that that San Diego is a hard game if their last 5 games they've lost.
Have they?
Really?
Yeah. So I don't know why you're saying San Diego's a hard game.
I don't believe this.
Yeah.
Yeah, but San
They-
Diego was on
they
fire
haven't-
last season.
They lost. Well, they lost against Toluca in the Champions League.
They
in the
lost to
Conca
San
Champions.
Jose. They lost to San Jose, bro.
They
Come
did
on.
get killed by San Jose 3-0, and they also lost to Minnesota. So I guess maybe
Ooh.
not that tough of a game. Maybe I don't know. That's a good observation there, Manny.
That makes the schedule
Yeah.
easier for Houston, I guess, if
Yeah.
San Diego's not at the level that they were expected
Well,
to
it
be
all
before
depends
the season.
tonight. They face tonight versus Salt Lake. Well, we could see after the game.
Yeah,
Tune
that's a
into
good.
that
yeah.
one.
We're gonna need some scouting there done about San Diego. See how they look like.
That's Rudy's job. He does the.
Put Rudy to work. Let's see. I don't know the tone of this song, but I like it.
Don't know that I've ever heard that song, but
Is it Yellow Submarine? That's the vibe that I'm getting. Austin will be chopping broccoli. Can we get chopping?
oh, that's good. That's good. There
Hey.
you go.
I'll take it. I like that, Jeff.
I'm gonna start that in Austin.
That is actually a really good chant, honestly. That is such a simple one, but that's also very British, like chopping broccoli, like to the tune of
Yeah.
the freaking what's it called? The Beatles. That's where it was.
Beatles, yeah.
One more minute, guys. One more minute.
We'll see.
Ooh. Guillermo.
All right, let's see. Bringing it down.
Rich.
Aye. Pass the ball, son. Waste time. At this point, like all the possession has to like come out. Hey, that's a freaking foul and 2 years in jail.
There you go.
That's a yellow. That's almost
2
like a
years
yellow.
in jail.
It's a Spanish thing. It's a Spanish thing. I mean that should be the end of the game according to the clock, but we'll see. The Dynamo will never. They'll always surprise us. But I'm hoping this is the end. As we have almost 100 people watching with us, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure a lot more people are going to come in to kind of hear our thoughts after the game, and we'll be talking about a few people here. I think we already talked about a lot, but I think we'll be talking about Ponce. We'll be talking about Bogush. We're going to be honestly, Aliyu came in, but honestly, I didn't even think he touched the ball. So
No, he did on that recent play. He actually did pretty good. Oof. Bogush almost scored.
I didn't even see that. But that is going to be it. 3 points for Ben Olsen and his team. The Houston Dynamo, 3 points closer to, I don't know, winning something, I guess. Getting into the playoffs. That is awesome. Let me look at how the standings look like. I know this is not going to mean anything right now.
Yeah,
just
we're under.
Because not only the Dynamo has one less game, but obviously there's a bunch of games still to be played around the league. But oh crap, my bad. Hold on, I clicked something. But the Dynamo, even with this win, they're still out of the playoff contention. Obviously, it's super early in the year, so that means nothing. But next game is San Diego, who's right in front of them, also with 11 points. So San Diego, who do they play, Manny? You said
It's Real Salt Lake.
They play Real Salt Lake, who is in 5th place right now. Also, Real Salt Lake has 6 games. They're 2 games under, and they have 13 points. So that's a good team right there. If Real Salt Lake wins, that could be a good thing for the Dynamo, because then they could overtake San Diego on Wednesday. So that would be good, and then they would have one less game than San Diego. So if my math is not wrong, still the goal differential still negative for the Dynamo, but I think a 1-0 win, a shutout. We saw 2 goalkeepers. But yeah, let's talk about that. Let's start from the back going forward. We didn't see a lot of the. I mean, we saw 45 minutes of each goalkeeper. What do we think about Bond? He, honestly, I don't think he got put to work a lot. I think Jimmy had more work. But Maddie, what you think about this Bond Jimmy situation?
It's a little bit concerning, maybe if there's an injury, but Jimmy's held up the last 2 games, so I think if Jimmy does need to play a full 90 because Bond's out with an injury or something, I don't think that's going to be the end of the world. Or like I've said, if Pedro needs to get called up, I would definitely not be opposed to that. But yeah, Jimmy held his ground. He always surprises me a little bit because, he's a little older and doesn't get a lot of playing time. So I'm like, oh, is he going to be a little rusty? Like, how's this going to go? No. But he really steps up every time. So
cool. What about you, JP? How did you like this Jimmy? And also, we were talking about how this maybe opens up the window. Well, we don't know yet because of the whole visa situation, stuff like that. But let's just say in the perfect world, obviously we hate to see players get injured, but this is a good look for our Brazilian guy. Man, I always forget his name. Pedro Cruz. I don't know why I always forget his name. I want to call him Santos for some reason. That sounds more Brazilian to me. Pedro Santos. Yeah. Yeah, just tell me a little bit about that, and what this could mean in the future for maybe Pedro Cruz.
Well, I don't know. We literally have no idea what happened to Bond. You know what? Part of me hopes that it was Ben Olsen like doing something crazy at half. Right, like the type of stuff you see in movies, like that's my hope, because then it wouldn't be an injury, and then Ben Olsen grew some cojones and did something maybe right. But if Bond is injured, then I guess you start thinking what the hierarchy is. I think it's unfortunately kind of clear that Jimmy's kind of the next guy up. Then unfortunately I think Blake will be that guy, and then after Pedro Cruz. But I don't like it. Like you said, in a perfect world, it'd probably be Pedro Cruz kind of stepping up, be either behind Jimmy or kind of starting over him. But I mean, I think that's how the dynamic looks. That's if Bond was injured. That's definitely a question.
Does Bond not take an international spot?
No, because he used to play for LA Galaxy a while back, and he played enough years to where he could get his foreign status removed for the league. The league is weird. Nobody understands the rules anymore, but he doesn't count towards an international slot anymore.
We live in a weird world. We live in the upside down.
We live in the world of MLS rules. Yeah. Which is a weird world to live in, indeed.
We're happy to live in it, though. What do we think about the center backs going on that line? I think we did same thing. We didn't hear a lot of Antonio Carlos. We didn't hear a lot of Resh, but I think that's a good thing, right? When you don't hear
Yes.
about your goalie, you don't hear about your defenders. It means that the ball kind of stayed away. Manny,
Hey,
what do
Resh.
you think about that back line?
Yeah, they held up good. I think Antonio Carlos, I mean, I think it was the first shot Orlando took when Jimmy first got in goal, and like the entire back line dropped back and we're like putting bodies on the line. Like that's what I want to see. So I think the back line held up well.
JP, your thoughts on the boy Resh and company?
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I thought Resh had an outstanding game. And it's not only because he had to go from basically like starting his first ever game at the Houston Dynamo level, but then starting away from home against a team that can definitely do something if you're not careful. So hey, good for Resh, and a good for Antonio Carlos, who I felt like was exposed a little less. So good for them both.
And also they had that saved, I guess it was in the second half where Antonio Carlos was like celebrating like crazy. That's also good to see. You see the passion, you see like the drive to want to win. So that's awesome. And also, it is a clean sheet, right? I think this is the first clean sheet of the year, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
I
and
don't
it's
know.
the first time the Dynamo haven't been having to come up, like back up from being scored on first, too.
That is true. Yeah. So
That's what we like
that's
to
a
see.
positive. They didn't concede in the beginning, right? Which is a problem that they've been having, and they were able to hold up on a lead. So that's good. Let's see on the wing backs or these left back, right back situation. JP, did you like Andrade? He did start a little violent with a yellow card, but I think he got kind of chilled. But how did you like you being the out of in transition or out of possession guy? How did you like all that movement?
I thought both fullbacks played well today, and I'm glad that Holmes wasn't the guy to start. I thought Aliu came in at the end and did pretty well,
Mhm.
but no, yeah, I thought they were fine, but I think they were inconsequential in a game that was decided by Enali and Hector Herrera.
Also, you mentioned Holmes. I think nobody missed Holmes, even though he had some decent games in the past. Do we think this is the end of Holmes?
God, I hope so. God, I really hope so.
Nah.
I hope so. I know. I hope this is the end of the Holmes experiment at fullback. I really hope so. That was horrible. I
At
was not
fullback,
having
yeah.
fun. I was not having fun at all, Chris. It pained me. It's like that
Holmes,
one meme, like I'm no longer having fun anymore. It's like it was sick.
Holmes used to do good last year whenever he come in like in the midfield, right? Like he was a hustler, he was everywhere. So hopefully, maybe we'll see him more there. I think that's his best position. Um, I'm me personally, like overall, I'm glad that like I said, we went back to that, that four in the back that I like, or at least, visually it seems more pleasing, I guess, out of possession. It just seems to me, it just calms my nerves. I think that's how they know how to play better. And I think hopefully that's the end of Ben experimenting with that, the three center backs and the two guys out wide. Even though, even though Joey says it's the same thing and it's been the same thing for years, I don't believe it. I and it's okay. I'm okay being wrong, but I don't believe it. But it is what it is. I truly do see a difference, and I mean I guess we can see it in the scoreline too. But we'll see what happens next game. That's going to be interesting to see. Moving into the midfield, we saw Chache Samaseku with our boy Hector Herrera. Do we like Hector Herrera from the beginning, the experiment, or do we think he should come in towards the last 30 minutes? JP,
It's
I see
funny.
you shaking your head.
No, because we talked about Hector Herrera starting, and I thought that was actually his worst half of the season for Houston. But and it's funny because like whenever you start him, oh, he doesn't play well. When he comes in at the end, he plays great, and you're like, oh, we should start him to have that in the beginning, and then he doesn't play well at the start. And it's like, okay, can you make up your mind, Hector? But he built into the game, and props to him. Maybe that's just what he needed. Would I like to see him continue starting? I don't know, just because that first half just wasn't really adding anything. And Orlando, and I want to give them some credit. They generated one whole XG without scoring. That's some truly dynamo stuff to happen to a team, to generate that much XG and not even get a goal. They hit the post a few times. So realistically, this could have been like a draw, or I wouldn't say a loss. Houston did win that XG battle, but the numbers say it could have been 2-1 or a 1-1 draw pretty easily. So I don't know, with Hector Herrera there, I felt like he did make some errors in that first half. If you can just encapsulate that second half little mini 15-minute performance and just bottle it up into a first half, I think we'd all be pretty happy.
Sorry, this one I think is because of our other Juan bro in the background, maybe. I don't know. Or maybe Maddie's background. I don't know.
I don't have anyone.
But I just thought it was funny. Maddie, even though, Hector Herrera had started and, maybe you like him, maybe you didn't, but he did score. Does that change anything? Should we see him starting again? Or do we see him starting because there's so many games? What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know that I can like necessarily say he had a bad first half when I felt like everyone kind of had a rough first half. So I don't know that it was necessarily just a him problem, but at the same time, I don't know how much his body can handle. That's for the physios to decide. But I don't want to see him injured. So if that means he has to come off the bench, and today was just like because that stuff wasn't working elsewhere and they needed to put him in, that's one thing. So I don't know. I would be okay if it's consistent, and I would also be okay seeing him off the bench too.
And well, not only did we see HH start and score again, but we also saw your boy Matty. He's back. The captain of the Houston Dynamo, Arthur, came in, made a good amount of minutes. I think it was like 30 minutes that he played. How did you see him on the 30
He
minutes?
was great. I felt like he inserted himself really well. Even from the start, he was there. He was the same tour. I was curious if it was going to be that long. I was expecting him coming back. I thought it would maybe be like 5 minutes or an extra time or whatever that he was going to come back. So to see that much time on him and him be healthy and keeping up with the game shows me like, okay, maybe he's ready to be back. But yeah, I liked what I see. I always like what I see with him, so I did like that. And I liked when you pointed out like the captain's armband still went to him. So I think that still shows like he has the respect of the locker room.
Juan, moving a little bit wider, we saw Nali get a little danger here and there. How do you like the fact that he was a little bit higher? Did you think he was a little bit more dangerous, or it was just another Nali game on the wing?
It was the only thing that changed was his defense. He was a little bit higher in defense, but in with the ball, I'll look at the heat map later, but it looked pretty much the same as previous games because the personnel didn't change that much. And Andrade being wingback or fullback kind of changed a little bit, but even then, Andrade is someone that can push up higher. So I don't know. And Nali played better today than he did before in that. And I hate to say it to you, Chris, that in possession shape, which was the same. I'm sorry, but like he played in that same spot, and I thought he did much better. I felt like, and this goes back to what we were saying, him not having that much responsibility defensively can help out a player. Depending on where they start from, right? So in this game, he starts off a little higher, right? And then whenever he does have the ball, it doesn't take that long for him to go up into like that middle wide area of the field. So I think starting up there a little higher, let him use his gifts a little more. So props to him. I thought he had a pretty good game, and of course he kind of created the chance for the goal, which is what Houston need if they want to be successful.
Yep, I agree. This is a heat map on where is it? I don't know if you can kind of see it, maybe not.
Yeah, balance. It's about what I expected. But you see there, like even the area behind like the upper half, it's still well populated. Just goes to show in possession, you can kind of drop back or go forward depending on what the moment needs. But hey, good for him. Thought he had a pretty good game.
All right, so we get into I already baptized him the Ghost, not because he's a white man, but just because he disappears a lot. Bogusz, what do we think about Bogusz? Unfortunately, he's there, but he's not there. He appears sometimes there as your friendly ghost, Gasper. But has Bogusz earned a spot like in the starting 11, even though we haven't seen him in a while? Should we keep having him on. JP, what do you think?
Wait, what player again?
Bogusz.
Bogusz? Oh, I actually thought he was fine today. I'll be honest with you. I thought he was fine today. I thought he created some chances. I know he slipped on one good chance that he had, but what he really adds in the team is in transition, which is, I mean, to give Maddie some credit. I feel like that's something that Bossy was really good at, and it's something that Houston kind of lacked at like 2025 was, can you get in transition and maybe find some numbers forward, which is what Houston did find. I feel like Bogusz is a great transition player. It doesn't really show on the stat sheet because transition play takes up like, let's say, 10 or 20% of any given point or at any given point in a match. But I thought he did really good in transition. Then, of course, obviously at the end, like the final product, is it there yet? No. But I feel like he still adds something that, for example, like Ponce doesn't really have. And yes, I can hear the cat as well.
I don't know where he's at.
But yeah, I don't know.
T'Challa.
Bogusz
The cat's name is T'Challa, by the way. He's all black, so Wakanda forever. Maddie, let me ask you about Guillermo. What'd you think about him? Obviously, he's everywhere at all the times, and I feel like he's when they need him, he's there. Obviously, he didn't score today. He didn't have he wasn't on the board per se, like statistics. But I think he played well. I mean, he's kind of what you need sometimes. Just kind of change the pace. He had some attacking opportunities that one-on-one with the goalkeeper towards the end. But what do you think about our boy, the Brazilian guy?
I think he was good. I think even to give Ponce some credit today, I think Orlando was really good about really trying to close in on the forwards and stop them from doing anything too dangerous. So I think he did what he could with what he was given. And I don't think like a lack of goals is anything really concerning from him or even a lack of an assist either. Well, oh my gosh, you guys, wait, won't Ponce will get the assist, won't he, for Hector's goal?
No, because it bounced. It was a shot from Ponce that got deflected away.
It was a rebound.
Okay.
I would have been so mad if that counted as an assist. I would have, for my own personal headcanon, that would not be one. But no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we get to the minute of the hour, I guess, of somewhat. Ponce once again, 90 full game. He had maybe one shot, or he had that one header that unfortunately did not go in. What do we do with Ponce here?
I don't think he was as bad as we're making it out to be. I know, boo-hoo. Like, I thought at the end of the game he was fine. I remember some good sequences where he was able to get the ball off. He dropped really deep, which is what I wanted from him. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you're not scoring, you ain't scoring. If you're a striker, you got to be scoring. And what is this now? 7 games without scoring? That's absolutely horrible. And it won't cut if you're a DP. But I don't know. I thought he was mid. Ponce mid, as some people like to say. But yeah. I don't think it was an absolutely horrible performance. Now, if Houston tied or lost, and then I think you're looking at Ponce like, my goodness. Also, look at the cat.
There we go. There's the kitty cat.
Oh, he's scratching the crap out of me.
Oh,
relax, bro. Relax. He's a scary cat. But yeah, there's the cat. So look at this. Oh, you can't really see it.
Oh my God.
He got me good. All right, I'm never doing that again. But Ponce, yeah. I mean, what can we say, right?
Okay, what do you guys think about Ben? Ben kept him in the full 90 instead of putting on Nick. Do you guys think this continues, or is Nick going to start getting a spot? Because I think Nick should deserve some minutes after Wednesday. Like, he played good on Wednesday. Why not just throw him in there for a minute?
He deserves it, but he's not going to get it. That's just how it works.
No. Yeah.
I mean, you pay that much on your DP. Either you let him go or you don't pay him. I think Ben saw what happened with Sebastian Ferreira, and I don't think he wants to do that ever again. So right with his investment, or I guess sell him. But I don't know. Marcani's just in that weird role where he's backing up a player that's the most expensive one in team history. So his best chance is at the wing, I'd say.
That's true. Do we know anything about Dorsey? I know we don't cover Orlando, but I don't even think we heard anything about Dorsey. But Orlando right now, they sit in the Eastern Conference. They're in 15th place, so
they're in last place of all of MLS.
So yeah, well there you go. That says a lot. So Here's the question then. We as in the Dynamo. The Dynamo just played the worst team in the league, in by numbers. Is a 1-0 game that maybe could have been a tie? Is that a good thing, a bad thing? How positive can we be about this win, Maddie? What do you think? Should we be positive?
I mean, you got to take a win where you get it. I think there were positives to come out of it. But I don't know. I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to be super negative, but it is like, I mean, even like with you're happy with the 4-1 win versus a USL side, but it's also like it was a USL side that was down to 10 men because you really only score 4 goals. And I think that's kind of where I'm at here is it's like, I mean, other teams are scoring 5, 6 goals past Orlando and you couldn't get more than 1 and you barely got that 1. It could be concerning, but I don't want to like harp on it either. Like you just take the win where you get it.
Let me see. What would you say, Juan? I know you saw you shook your head there.
Yeah, I mean, but I get what you mean, Maddie, but I think every time I talk to people in the league, they explain just how hard it is to get an away win in MLS. It doesn't matter if it's the best team or the worst team in the league. I think you can't look at away wins as anything less than a complete success because they are so hard to get. I mean, Houston 2024, I think, was the exception where the team was just able to get results away from home like it was the norm, but it really isn't. So good on Houston to get that away win. They won the XG battle. I think for me, if they win the XG battle and they win on the field, those two. I know, Chris. I know.
No, I'm sorry.
I know.
Did I say that out loud?
For me, winning the XG battle means nothing unless you win the game. I don't really like to look at the XG unless you win the game. If you look at the XG, you can be like, it'll give you a framework, but only if the result is what you expect, hence expected goals. And it was about what we expected. And the XG fits the game. And it's what I expect. I expected a pretty tight game, 1-goal margin. Yeah. And, Houston had to get it done in a way or another. And I think in this league, if your team, even against the worst team in the league, can find ways to win away from home, right? Yeah. And I guess we've been talking about this year like it's been like an absolute horrible way to start. They've won 3 games already. I mean, I remember last season and it was a horrible start to the season.
Yeah.
And even then, like halfway through the season, I remember like Houston were at points clinging on to like a playing spot. So to be like a game behind everybody else and like up to this point only being 3 points off of a playing spot when you do have a game in hand after this week. I mean, if you're Houston with this, how tough of a schedule it's been with LAFC and the Founders. And the Fire aren't even that bad of a team, and you've beat them. And also Dallas with Peter Musa just being the best player in the league now for a few weeks. I think you can't be too mad about how it's been. And I think this win is a great way to right the ship if you're Ben Olsen. Like, take this week, which was good, and just, I guess, look forward. Like, this is what Houston can be. They can win against USL teams pretty easily, and they can grind out some away wins, build some identity.
So Houston now with 7 games, they won 3, they lost 4. They scored 11 goals, let in 16, and sit in 10th place with 9 points. The good thing is that you either win or you lose, right? There's no in between. They either get beaten or not. I think the outlier was that Colorado game, which obviously was like crazy, right? And the goals. But we mentioned this before on the podcast, like every game the Dynamo lost before that one, which is the other 3. They lost it by a margin of 1, or 2. I think it was the biggest one. So they kind of stayed in the game, I guess, kind of, right? They kind of stayed in the game in the sense that they kind of fought their way, and some of those games could have been tied, and some of those games could have been wins. So we also as people, when the team loses, and they had a little losing streak when they went 3 losses. It gets concerning, but obviously, I think that's just human nature, right? Like, you're like, oh, dang, we suck, And also, now this is a good thing because now you had 2 games in a row where you won. You put some goals on the board. You had a good away win. You beat a team that you had to win, which was El Paso. It just kind of gives you some confidence back. I guess the thing is, moving forward, San Diego, as Manny was mentioning, is not a great opponent per se, numbers wise. What do you guys expect about that? The thing about the Dynamo right now is that their schedule does get kind of crazy with midweek games and Saturday games. So they have 4 games kind of back to back with like 3-day rest. So let me give you a 2-part questions, or kind of depth. What do we think about depth, and what do we think? Do you guys think it's gonna hold up these 4 games? Maddie, what are we thinking?
I'm a little concerned, honestly, with the depth and holding up these next few games. Not just because, oh yeah, it's 4 games, but it's the 4 games that it went such a close time period when
Yeah.
the Dynamo already kind of has an injury thing going on too. But I'm hoping because McGlynn should be back soon too. Isn't that it? Wasn't his like late April, early May? He'll be back, and then Halter.
Day to day,
eh,
day to day.
Dated. Okay, so we could also be seeing players coming back too, which could increase the depth. So I think it's just going to depend on how injuries are going. Is Artur fully back, or could this? He played good today, but how's he going to feel tomorrow? That's another thing. Hopefully, still great, but it's going to depend on stuff like that too. And then who knows? Maybe like some of the D2 guys need to come up for the game versus like Louisville. Or something like that could also happen.
You
I
think
think we
so?
kind of look. Well, I think they lucked out not having to play Austin. It would have been Austin the 25th and then the 28th. So maybe they lucked out with that.
Yeah. I'm not worried at all about the depths, actually. I'm not, because I feel like for the first time, I think Houston have their starter in a position and then their clear stated backup. I mean, I think Aliu and Vines really, really help with depth, because before they signed them, I was really worried about, are we really going to ride with Holmes and Ali as like your 2 wing backs? But now I think with the 4-back, you have more flexibility. You don't need to play 3 center backs anyways. The midfield with Arthur back is a big help, because then you have Hector Herrera, Buzat, and Samaseku. That's a nice little 4. McGlynn can play there as well. So there I'm set. And attack, I actually think that's where you kind of have the most options. Linger, Marcanic, Ponce, Bogush, Guilherme, and Nali can play there now if you don't want to. What the point is, Houston have options now, because they are no longer set down to that 3-back system, or like 3-back base system or whatever. So now they can go game by game. I actually think so. If there's one game, does it suit the personnel for the 3-back better? Okay, then you start the 3-back to play your best available there. Are they all tired? Oh, let's play the 4-back. Let's get Aliu in there and Vines in there, and let them kind of be the attacking fullbacks, not wingbacks. So I don't know. I'm not worried now, because I think now Ben has shown a willingness to go game by game on 2 tactics, which can really help with a depth, because with different player profiles, they can each fill different roles depending on the game state.
Awesome. Yeah, last bit. San Diego's already losing 2-1 to Salt Lake, so I guess that's good in a way. It just kind of shows a lot. Real Salt Lake scored back-to-back minute 5, minute 6. So it kind of shows the shakiness of San Diego. And also San Diego is flying to Houston. So, that's a plus, playing at home. So it's going to be interesting to see how many people make it out to that Wednesday game. But as we close down, we are not sure yet if we're going to do one on Wednesday or not. But the next match would be a Saturday game, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see.
Yeah, in Austin.
So yeah, for those that make the trip, obviously you guys are going to be over there. For some of us that will probably stay home, I guess you guys can catch us again on a stream. We'll see what we do on Wednesday, because it is a weekday, or maybe Juan. I know he's kind of out and away. Maybe he can jump on. We'll figure it out. We'll keep you guys posted. It seems like Klaus is coming out injured for LA Galaxy, so that's not good for him. He's literally being like carried away in a sense. But yeah, with that being said, guys, any final thoughts that you may have about this game, about anything in general, about today, or just anything?
Best week for Houston in a while. When's the last time Houston have gotten 2 wins in the same week?
Yeah.
I don't actually. So good on them for kind of taking the criticism and actually changing stuff. Look at that. Ben Olsen being kind of open to change. That's not something that he's been known for from DC up to Houston. So good on him for doing that. I guess credit where credit's due. I've been really tough on him these past few weeks, but when the man does something right, the man does something right. So a step 100%. In the right direction for Houston for sure. And let's see what happens next.
Yep. Maddie, any parting remarks?
No, I don't think so. I think this has all been a step in the right direction and definitely a turnaround from last week. From the changes to actually scoring to getting points on the table. It's been nice.
I want to see what other people say say about Ben out. I wonder if they still feel the same way. But other than that, I think, guys, this was an awesome stream. 2.5 hours already. That's crazy how quick that goes. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I had a good time. We'll have what?
Artur is doing the press conference today.
Look at she's
Oh, also, Chris, I wanted to say something because we just heard it from Dustin. Ben said that they played a 4-4-2 with a mid-block defensive structure. So I guess that's Ben kind of confirming that the defensive structure was the one that changed. And I guess honestly, like, he was right. I think he got the tactic right. Even though I guess he then said, did it look like a 4-4-2? Not really. So I guess maybe he wants to like tinker a little bit with it. But hey, that's fine, right? If he wants to tinker with the 4-4-2 a bit and make it as good as it can be, like I've told you, Chris, multiple times, I am okay with the 4-4-2.
Yep. I am Mr. 4-4-2. So
let's do it, man.
So I'm just glad that is coming back, as Rushan said. You know, I was a former 4-4-2 guy. But yeah, guys, I appreciate it. We'll have the pressers also as soon as they get sent to us. We'll put them out on social media, so stay tuned to the YouTube channel as well. Once again, if you guys haven't yet, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's see if we got to the 600. I don't know. I'm scared to check. We were only 2 away. I don't know. No, we're still 2 away. Son of a gusk. All right, whatever. It's okay. We'll make it next time. But we'll have the pressers guys, Arturo, our friend Arthur, and Ben Olsen will be on there. So we'll have that for you guys, and we'll see what they say about this game. A good win, 3 points for the Dynamo. Next game against San Diego on Wednesday. We'll see what happens then. And then away trip to Austin. So that's going to be fun, back-to-back. I still think San Diego is difficult. I don't know. I see their players, and I'm like, there's no way they can be easy, you know? But you never know. Soccer is soccer, so we'll see what happens. Shout out to the Juan Bros in the background, and we'll see you guys next time. Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go to the website. We're gonna have a bunch of stuff coming out. The World Cup is coming, so we're excited about that. A lot of World Cup stuff being planned for us, and hopefully whenever that comes around, you guys are able to join us in person. So that's a hint there, and also, you know, on the streams as well. So gracias. We'll see you guys tomorrow, whenever, and Monday. Yeah, good. Join the Discord. Don't forget, if you can. I think it's just $3. So, you know, go to the website, bayoucitysoccer.net. There's a link there. You guys can join for $3 a month. You can get to join the special Discord where we chit chat and just kind of talk amongst ourselves. There's a good group over there, and the Strava. Yes, we've been running. I ran today. My legs hurt, so if you are there, go ahead and join the Strava. We're all trying to work out. We're all trying to get better physically, mentally, and emotionally. And I don't know about emotionally, but we'll see what we do. And yeah, thank you guys. Juan, thank you so much. Maddie, thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time. And I think I've said enough. Ciao, ciao.
Oh, wait.
And we hit end stream right here. I think that's
awesome.
where I already said. Bye.